guide conversations with our students.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts because kids' mental health starts with all of us. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
We are the home of Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. The place for the realest conversations.
I appreciate United Garden Homes for stopping through with a check for $2,000.
Yes.
Some people came through anonymously.
Yes.
Dropped off money. The family has received those funds. And whatever you can do, if everybody do a little, nobody has to do a lot.
The movement continues.
What are some of the conditions in the jail that got people upset, like the living conditions on a day-to-day basis?
We'll come out our cell at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll get food and we'll get medication. So that shortens the time. Out of those 2 hours, we'll probably get an hour out, and then we'll have to lock back down. And by lock back down, I mean we stay in our cell. We get fed in our cells. We don't come out our cell at all, and that's pretty much the biggest problem. And they simply say that they're short-staffed, but that's not enough because they knew that they were going to be short-staffed. Like, this has been a problem for over 2 years now.
The marathon continues.
There's never been a better time to make change in the city of Milwaukee, starting with the youth. And we talked about the housing. Willie Hines, y'all boy Willie Hines, and they trying to change the leadership over there. We got our hands full, and it's not the time. But we got attorney B. Ivy Lamar on the lines right now, calling from the courthouse. How you doing, attorney B. Ivy Lamar?
Hey, what's going on, Tory? I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Joining me on the line, Dr. Umar Johnson. How you doing, brother, Dr. Umar Johnson?
Peace and Pan-Africanism, good brother Black Power, to all my brothers and sisters in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Green Bay, Racine, and across the state of Wisconsin.
Yo, peace, King. I'm going to stand with you and walk with you, brother.
God bless you.
Because I think it's an important thing, what you're doing, and you need to have the support of the community. Regardless if we live in these areas or not, it all affects us in one way or shape or form.
It's time for that action and all the smoke. This is the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award-winning Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
Man, best show in the world, bro. You got the best show in the world. I hope you know that, man.
God bless you, brother. I appreciate that.
Big up to you both. Thank you so much. Tory, you spoke to my kids. Liz, you did too. But you spoke to my kids, and when I tell you both that they was talking about what we did earlier that morning all day, that's literally what they was doing. They was talking about it all day. My son was just hollering,
awesome.
Where's Tory? Like,
I wanted to make sure that I let you know that to hear a person and have a person like you in this community, the way that you are selfless, the way that you give, even when your cup is not even full, you are filling other people's cup. And that just inspires me to make sure that I help you the best way that I can by doing my part.
As always, my good brother, stay cool, stay calm, stay focused.
Now, live from the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is the king of talk radio, Tory Lowe.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah, Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth, from 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready. 101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio. And I'm here for the action.
And none but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants the smoke today?
Salute to all my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The movement continues.
How you doing, DJ Brother Z?
It's hump day.
And how y'all doing out there in Radio Land? Truth Nation. Thank you for joining me on this October 1st, 2025. We got another powerful conversation for you today. So I'm gonna need y'all to open up your ears, okay? Now, we got another powerful conversation, Truth Nation. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute, Kawanda, S.E., Not Really a City Girl, Josh, Jeff, Willie. We got Willie in the chat. Not Really a City Girl, Ronald. Hey, salute. Hey, I'm going to need y'all to open up your ears because I got a situation with a mother who made this post, who made a post today on her social media. And she's on the lines right now. She made a post, and I need y'all to help. I need y'all to tune in because we talk about this all the time. But I need the attention on this because it's about her son. It's about her situation with her son who's having issues. Let's get Ashley on the lines. How you doing, Ashley?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Blessings, Queen. Now, you made this post, and I'll just read it. Is it okay for me to read that? Because it's something that
absolutely
they need to get to the understanding of why you're on the lines. This is what she said. She said, I gave birth to a psychopath, and I'm so sorry to the entire world. I am sorry to whoever runs into my son. Milwaukee, y'all watch out for these teens because what my son just told me, he and these other teens are out here in the city, do not care, and they have absolutely no remorse or regard for anyone's life. Please be careful when you're at the gas stations, especially the ones by 27th and Capitol, because that's where he said he'll be committing certain crimes. I'm so out of my body right now. This is crazy. What's going on?
That's just the reality. That's the truth about my son, from my son's own mouth. And what I see in the community, in the black community, in the black, cities, the urban cities, so many mothers know that their children are like this, and they condone their behavior. They try to hide it. They try to take up for them. I'm not that mother. I know what my son is. I know what he wants to do. I know what he has done. And I prefer to be the parent to warn people because the systems that we have are broken. They don't help these children. There's no real help out here. The wraparound, the reach, they can only hold so many meetings. They can only put them in detention so much, and the detention centers are full. My son been there, done that. He's been institutionalized. He's on medication. There is nothing. So when my son told me yesterday that he doesn't have any remorse, no regard for people, he hates everybody, his heart is black and cold, and he's joined a gang, and he's out here robbing people and stealing cars, what do you think I'm supposed to do? And he told me what area he was in. My heart sunk. I felt like I needed to say something, so I did.
Now, how old is your son?
He's 16.
16 years old.
Yep.
And you're saying that in another post that he was diagnosed with oppositional defiant disorder and conduct disorder. Tell us about that. Yes. What is that?
So when my son was 6 years old, well, when he started K4, when he started school, he was not able to sit down, pay attention, listen. He was very defiant. He was very disrespectful. He was just really out of control. So they watched him for a year. To not make a quick diagnosis, they watched him for a whole year. After they watched him for that year, they put him in a program called Family Dynamics that's in Wauwatosa. When they put him in Family Dynamics, that's when he got the diagnosis at 6 years old with oppositional defiant disorder. Oppositional defiant disorder is basically a frequent pattern of, it's an ongoing frequent pattern of anger, irritability, arguing, defiance toward authority, towards parents in school. These children, they are spiteful, they seek revenge, and they're very vindictive. also, it causes very serious behavioral issues in school and family life with these children because they are so defiant. And at about 5 years old, my son he started talking about wanting to kill me. And so,
wow.
You know, as a parent, yeah, I had to watch out for that because I don't care if you're a kid. I take everything that you say serious.
And you know what happened
and
with the woman that, you know, her son unalived her because he wanted to get a device.
Exactly.
And we all know how that went.
He was only 10.
Oh, wow.
He was only 10.
10 years
and
old.
he was diagnosed with conduct disorder. So is it okay if do I need to use TikTok-friendly language on here?
Yeah, you got to use friendly language. FCC rules apply.
Okay, got you. Thank you. Okay. So, so my son had been talking about unaliving me since he was 5 years old. It was something as simple as me going to the gas station, and I was trying to surprise him and my nephews with ice cream, but I didn't want them to come with me. And so because he got upset that he couldn't go, he told my sister that he wanted to unalive me. And my sister, she just started screaming and crying because my sister was like, your mom does everything for you, and she always is there for you and all this stuff, and you have a good mom. Why would you say something like that about her? My sister was extremely distraught because the way that he said it was with so much hatred. My sister just didn't understand. And he's 16 and he's still saying the same thing. So if I'm noticing there's a pattern with these children unaliving their moms or trying to harm people, what makes you think I'm going to look at my son and think, you know, he's not going to try something with me? I had to hide all the knives in my houses. I couldn't even keep regular knives in my house. Not knives, scissors. I had to have my house proof for my son just for him to be there and for me to feel safe.
Now, when we talk about these behaviors, what programs did he get involved with specifically to try to combat this? Because I have this conversation on the air all the time. There's a lot of conversation about helping or dealing with these young people with the mental health and things like that. But when they're actually in this mode, is there any type of help? Did you find any help? Ashley.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. So the school that he was going to, they were the ones who were really trying to get on top of the problematic behavior, and they just thought that my son had an issue with adjusting to school. But as the years went by, he never adjusted, and so they got him into something called, like I said, it's family. I forgot the name of it. I just said it, but they got him into that program. I think it's called Family Dynamics. So they got him into that where he went half day, and they can work on coping skills and treatment and things like that. Medication that didn't work. He got kicked out of there. And then I had to get him into the hospital several times, at least 4 times before the age of 10. He was taken to the psych ward because of behaviors of wanting to unalive himself, unalive me. I had another child when he was 8.5, and so he was talking about unaliving her now. And then I also tried, by that time, when he turned 9, I got him into wraparound because the school, they kind of referred me, there are some things, some services that you may be able to get. He may need a therapist and stuff like that. He does have an IEP. He had one since K-5. And so we had been working with him with all of these different services. Therapy twice a week. They were coming to the house, so I didn't even have to go up to a building. He had a crisis stabilizer. He had a caseworker, people that were coming up to the school to meet with him, check on him. The IEP classes, the special education classes, he was doing occupational therapy, speech therapy, and they were just really trying to work with him in that setting, but then also in the home setting. There were things that I even tried, like putting him in martial arts, putting him in soccer. He became very defiant even in those programs, and the instructor was just like, I really don't have the time to deal with him because I have to teach the other kids. And he was even an instructor that would go up to the school if he was not doing well in school, to just show up and be a presence there for him. That didn't work. I also tried just doing arts and crafts with him, like meditation kind of things, planting, coloring, doing anything to let him kind of just be calm or help him to be calm, doing breathing exercises, taking him on nature walks. Like, I just tried my own things on top of the support from the community. In the wraparound program, there were really no programs other than us having like monthly meetings, just for us to go over certain behaviors and how we can combat them, some of the goals that we wanted to reach. It really wasn't anything. And then anything further than that would be the psych ward. After the psych ward, okay, yes, there's a diagnosis, there's a medication plan, there's a treatment plan. There's goals that we want him to get to. None of them were ever really reached. If he did have a time where he was kind of like stable, it wouldn't last for no longer than a month or two, and he would go right back to the same behavior. So that didn't work.
And he's only 16 now.
He's only 16. So all this
is going on, and he's only 16.
He's only 16. So all of the things I just named were things that we did before he even turned 12.
Wow. Now,
so from 5 to 12, this is what I tried to do.
Now, recently, something struck a nerve when he told you he was getting involved with other young men in the community. What was the name of the gangs? Did he say any names? Was he very specific, or was he very vague?
He was very specific. So my son has an issue with manipulation, and he's very proud of the things that he does when he does something bad. So he was like, and he was high. He came to the meeting yesterday high, very high. And it was a wraparound meeting for our monthly meeting. And we had to have the meeting, actually, because last week he got into an incident with his quote-unquote girlfriend at school, and he decided to go lay in the middle of the street and try to let a car hit him, talking about he wanted to commit, self-unaliving. And so from there, they took him to the institution to get, checked out or whatever, and they let him go, as they do, because
so they just kind of talked to him and just let him leave.
They assessed him. They assessed him to see like if he was really a threat to himself. But I'm like, he laid in the middle of the street more than once that day, so he is a threat to himself, but they still wouldn't keep him. So then they let him out, but then he actually went AWOL for 8 days, and he didn't come back to the group home until Saturday, just past Saturday, and he had been gone since the week before last. So when he came back, we were able to schedule a meeting because he has to be present at the meetings. So when he was at the meeting yesterday, he just kind of just told us, like, he's in a group of YNs, and you know what that means.
Yep.
He said that he's in a gang with them. He said that they go around drinking lean, popping perks, smoking, other things. And he said that they rob people, they steal cars, and they, I guess, sleep wherever they can sleep. And he said that he has absolutely no remorse or no regard for the community or for himself or for others. And he said whoever runs into him is just going to get what they're going to get. That's what he said.
Well, look, when we come back, we're going to run the break. I want to talk about his dad. I want to talk about where the dad in his life, that whole situation with his father. Ashley, thank you for telling your story today, because I want anybody that works in this field to call in and give Ashley some advice. But when we come back, I want to talk about his dad and his dad's involvement in his life. Truth Nation, when we come back, we'll have more conversations. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
And that's Tory Lowe, bringing you all the action and all the smoke. Need a way to hype up your day?
Hey, is this Carolyn?
It is.
Congratulations, Carolyn. You just won this.
Congratulations. Woo!
God is good all the time.
What would you do with $5,000?
I'm going to buy my nieces some school clothes because my nephew just passed away.
Oh.
So I'm going to get them some clothes.
Stay tuned into 1017 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com. 1017 The Truth is the proud home of Marquette Hilltoppers football. Tune in Friday night as the Hilltoppers celebrate homecoming against the West Allis Hale Huskies on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Join our coverage starting at 6:30 p.m., leading up to kickoff at 7 p.m. Marquette Hilltoppers football is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. And sponsored by Left's Lucky Town, C.G. Schmidt, Capital Insurance Agency, Boyle Fredrickson, Annex Wealth Management, Magic Productions, and Burghardt Sporting Goods.
It's a bird bash at Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to $50,000 cash in the Bird Bash Game Show. Just play with your rewards card this October for a chance to win. Wouldn't you like to rake in a huge pile of cash? Bird Bash, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info at potawatomi.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
Talk to these people in terms of how do I register for this program despite my reservations and my previous experiences of rejection?
Yes, I tell anybody and everybody that you can buy a house. It may take somebody longer than the other person depending on what your circumstances is with your credit and income and affordability, but you can purchase a house. The first step would be is to register for our program. You can come to our office, 7830 West Burleigh Street, or you can give us a call at 414-461-6330, or just go onto our website, hri-wi.org. Register for the First Time Home Buyer Education Workshop. That's going to be your first step to home ownership. During that class, you're going to learn everything that you need to know from A to Z, how to get approved for a house, how to look for a house and put an accepted offer, and how to close on a home.
You are listening to the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Double up, 3 or 4 times, I ain't telling no lies, I just run it up. Never let a hard time humble us. Double up, I ain't telling no lies, I just, I ain't telling no lies, I just.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. We got a mother on the lines that said her son had confessed that he's going to be out here causing trouble in the community. She's been trying to get him help. She's been going through different channels to get him the help he needs. We have Ashley on the lines, but Ashley, I want to know about his dad, more about the story with his father, because many times when a single mother gets on the air and talk about their son, the question comes up, where's the father? How do you answer that question?
Okay. Well, my truth that I am now being more comfortable with talking about and expressing is a truth that a lot of people probably understand because they probably went through it. So when I was 18, I was actually raped.
Oh, wow.
By my son's dad. So that kind of answers where his dad was.
Oh, wow.
His dad is a womanizer. He has the same exact issues that my son has, and a lot of these behaviors mimic the behaviors of my son mimic him. And so I don't know if people can understand how challenging it is to have something like that happen to you that you never deal with after it happens, and then you end up pregnant. And then I just took the road of I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to be quiet and raise my child. And I did the best that I could do with my son, but I really kind of denied what happened to me because I couldn't deal with it. Mm-hmm. And that's something that a lot of people won't understand. But the only way I could actually deal with my son is if I act like it never happened. So I just erased it out of my mind and
shut it out.
Raise my son. Yeah, that's all I could do in order for me to survive.
And his dad is in jail, in prison?
No, he's out walking the street.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
And so now he's out in the community right now as we speak.
Yeah.
And running around with what he called a group of YNs or a gang called YNs or however he wanted to express it. And now you're reaching out to the community to say, hey, community, this is out of my hands. I tried everything I could try. I've done everything I could do. And now you're just reaching out to the community to let them know what's going on.
Yes, I was. I didn't know that it was going to go as far as it did. I'm not upset that it did. But this came because I had a lot of people that were telling me in the last 2 weeks, people have been letting me know that they've seen my son at this gas station in this area with a bunch of young boys around his age who were possibly, being a nuisance. And I didn't see my son over there, but I also do know that the group home owner told me that her staff saw him over there as well. He skipped school. He doesn't go to school, and so that's where he is. Excuse me. And so my whole thing was to let the community know, if you're in that area, please be safe. Watch your back. Have your head on the swivel, because from what my son told me, these young boys, they have absolutely no care or concern about what they do to others. And the last thing I want, because I have a lot of pages that I follow on Facebook, and what I see is a lot of 16-year-olds being unalived or something is happening to them.
We just talked about the 15-year-old girl out on Silver Spring that was unalived by the 17-year-old.
Wow, that one. And my son said that he knew the girl who is now in jail, who is facing time because her 19-year-old boyfriend was holding her at pew-pew point while she was driving, and I think she unalived some people. My son said that he knew her. So, he's hanging around with all these people in the mix of all this stuff. And I just wanted people to be aware, because the last thing I want is for my son to do anything or somebody get hurt by him, and then I have to deal with that. And I feel like it's my responsibility as a mom to let people know that I have a child that's out here that is doing the things that he's doing, and I want people to be careful of not just my son, but the entire group of kids that are out here. I'm pretty sure people have seen the pictures of the little boys carrying around the AKs in broad daylight. That wasn't my son, but if my son is telling me out of his mouth that he has access to these types of weapons, if he's telling me out of his mouth that he's selling substances, if he's telling me out of his mouth that he has no regard and that this is what he's doing, also going into the store stealing things, I have a responsibility, I feel, to make that known so that people can be careful.
And thank you. And to tell you the truth, you're not the only mother that's going through this. There's so many mothers that have came on this show trying to get help for their young teen son that's out here crashing out. And you got so many people chiming in on these conversations. But what we really need to do is get together and get a real defined solution. Many times when we talk about these things, like you said, there's a lot of meetings, there's a lot of evaluations, but you said that they were for nothing. They didn't even improve the situation.
Yeah, they didn't. They don't do anything. We've asked several times for my son to be in a residential treatment facility because he can go to school there. He can get his medication evaluations. He can talk to a therapist. They do all kinds of programs and things with the kids and activities. My son needs to be out of the inner city, and he needs to be somewhere where he will not be a danger to society and society will not be a danger to him. Because aside from my son doing what he's doing, these people are out here, people are dying out here. And it's a lot of gun violence. It's a lot of violence in general. And aside from what my son is doing, I don't want him caught up in all of that stuff. And so he's making himself more of a target by just being out here when he's not supposed to be. And so I've been asking them to put my son in a residential treatment facility. So has the group home owner. But the system is what really that's what the problem really is. It's like they want these children to get to a point where they actually do something and then they completely just lock them away as if that's going to help them. I think that they should have something in place for the children that have these behaviors initially before it gets to a point where it's escalated and they unalive somebody or somebody unalives them. There are no programs, and if there are, I need to see them, I need to hear about them, and I don't need it to be an extreme case for my son to get admitted, because he's at an extreme case right now. If he's 16 and he's already doing lean and perks and all other substances, he's extreme now.
How is he getting access to the lean and perks? He doesn't have a job. He's out here running in these streets. That means that other adults are involved in this.
Exactly, and that's why I try to bring attention. I've been trying to bring attention and awareness to the issue with black men in general about the narcissism. There is a connection with black men having high rates of narcissism or antisocial personality disorder, and then the adolescent boys having high rates of conduct disorder. If the dad has issues where he's abusive, where he's a rapist, or he's unalived somebody before, and you have a child by him, you have a higher chance of your child, a boy especially, coming out having the same behaviors. There's a link to it. I know that it is because I've looked it up. But that's not something that we want to talk about. So again, the people who are giving my son the access to a lot of these different things are other men, and they're grown.
Olders, not elders.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
They're just older. They're not elders at all. They're bad influences. Who is involving my son in the gang? Any of these boys in the gang. Somebody older than them. Somebody that's looking at them as send-offs. That don't care about them. That's like, oh yeah, you go over here and you do this, and you go and do this, and you're gonna prove to us that you really are about that life. And these boys are filled with testosterone. Prefrontal cortex is not even developed because it doesn't develop to 25. They're out here engaging in these types of behaviors because they're impressionable and because they are feeling themselves. Their little voices are deep. They're tall. I'm only 5'7". My son is 6'2". He's bigger than me. So, and then these boys want connections with other men. And unfortunately, a lot of our kids in the community, they don't have good fathers or good, I won't say good fathers. A lot of boys don't have present fathers. And they don't have the access to be able to see a man that is going to hold them accountable, keep them on the right path, and show them the way that they're supposed to go. They don't have that. What they do have is a lot of men out here who want to use them to do the small, dirty work that they want them to do.
Maybe even sexually assaulting.
That's what I see. And they do, and that's another thing I'm worried about, because I don't know if my son is involved in anything where he's getting, pimped out or anything. Like, I don't know. He won't tell me that kind of stuff, but I also know that my son has certain behaviors where he has a record, and he should not be in the community unsupervised.
Oh, wow.
I'll just put it like that.
And the area was 27th and Capitol, where a lot of this is happening, where a lot of it where your son said a lot of times is where they hang out.
Yes, and actually from my post, there was a young lady that messaged me on Facebook, and she let me know that she's actually seen my son in her apartment building. Because since they don't have anywhere to go, because my son is in a group home, a lot of these other boys their parents are just letting them be out here, or their mom, whoever, is just letting them be out here in the community willy-nilly. They go and find a building, to sleep in. I used to live in Franklin Square on 14th and Center, and my son would go AWOL for days, and I would, because I don't take the elevator, so I would go down the stairs or come up the stairs, and I would see my son at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning with all his friends laying on the stairs with a bunch of junk, trash, everything in the stairwell of my apartment.
Wow.
So they're at somebody else's apartment now doing this because I live somewhere else.
Living in the hallways of these apartment buildings.
Yes, exactly. Yep. Like as if they're homeless. Yep.
Well, before we get off the lines, I want you to know that I will be working with you to try to deal with this situation the best way we can, bringing in different resources, outside resources, maybe frontline resources, to see what we can do, because many times when we get to these situations and when you have to cry out to the community, you have went through all the channels that were available to you. What do you want the community to know?
I don't know what else to do.
What do you
I want the community to know that every mother that has a child that has these behaviors is not a deadbeat mother. It's not a mother that didn't raise her child right. It's not a mother who is just letting her son be a nuisance. Every mother is not like that. I do understand we have a lot of mothers that they condone their sons' behaviors and they will stick up with, for them, whatever they do. I'm not that person. I'm not that mom. I have done everything that I can do, but I'm also not a licensed professional, so I cannot just admit my son just because he has these behaviors. I'm not a cop, so I cannot just arrest my son and place him, in a jail cell. That I can't. So expecting me to do anything more than what I've done, and I've done everything in my power, I think people really need to, number one, educate themselves on what conduct disorder is, what oppositional defiant disorder is. I think people need to understand this system that we live in and under and realize that this system is not geared towards actually helping these children. This system is actually geared towards creating a pipeline from the streets, when they decide to get into the streets, straight to the prison. You can't get upset at me as a mom for doing what I'm doing and trying to bring awareness, and then acting like I'm like all the rest of these moms out here who are just allowing their kids to be this way. I'm not that mom.
Well, thank you.
I just want to bring awareness. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
I appreciate you.
And we got a lot of work to do. It seems like we got to just try to find out how we can impact the situation in a positive way. And I thank you for reaching out. And I definitely want to connect with you when I get off the air. I want to make sure that we get going on this because we don't want to wait. We don't want somebody to lose their life. You've been sending messages on Facebook out to the community about the dangers of what these young people are doing, including your son, and we appreciate you for that bravery and honesty.
Thank you.
All right, I'll talk to you shortly after I get off this show today. Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we'll have the Pop Culture Report. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The early bye week is already here for the Green Bay Packers as they sit at 2-1-1 going into Week 5. The next matchup is October 12th in Lambeau against Cincinnati. The Brewers are gearing up for the NLDS matchup against either the Padres or the Cubs. The Cubs won their Tuesday Game 1 and could end the wildcard matchup today. Brewers postseason would begin Saturday with time still to be determined. The Milwaukee Bucks began their training camp Tuesday but also had media day on Monday. Bobby Portis on what he thinks of the team and their upcoming season.
Every year is a new obstacle that you have to overcome. We'll be ready for it. It's going to hit every year at some point. It might hit early, it might hit in the middle, it might hit in the end. I have a great makeup of guys who work hard, great makeup of guys who I think Doc can actually coach.
Badger football returns from bye week and on to Ann Arbor to face Michigan. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
How you doing today?
Powerful. I'm feeling powerful.
That was a good conversation. It's a needed conversation.
Hey, look, these are the things that we need to be out there because this is ahead of the curve. Before he get out here and crash into somebody.
Right. Run into the wrong person.
Before he get out here and cost somebody a life, may cost a life with his behavior, the mom is trying to say, hey, look, I know I got a psychopath.
Right.
You know, I've done everything I can.
Right.
I just want the community to know that this is what's going on because he confessed that he's just going to be out here. And I believe that when you hear stories like this, these are 16-year-old, 17, they got guns, drugs. They're sleeping somewhere. There's some olders involved. There got to be some olders involved. Somebody is giving these kids these weapons because they don't have a job. How they afford this? These are kids. How do they got a loaded weapon? How do they get these drugs? They don't have any money. What are they giving up? Somebody's taking advantage of these kids that of their situation, and they're using it to their advantage.
No, right, absolutely. I mean,
some adult somewhere.
Yeah, much credit to that mother for calling in. It's a desperate cry for help, but it's a desperate, needed cry for help. We talk about all the time that a lot of these kids don't necessarily have the resources and the opportunities to do other things besides be outside in the street. Like, I was scrolling across Instagram the other day, I believe MKE Rec, I believe they're breaking ground and building a community center, which will provide a basketball court and swimming pool and classrooms and all types of other stuff, playgrounds for children to be safe and be productive, as well as other programs that will sharpen their minds. And it's sad that this young man is clearly making a choice to affect the other lives or others' lives in a detrimental way with violence,
even his mom,
and anger. And
said he wanted to even do something to his mom,
and it's scary, even for
and
her
his baby sister.
Yeah, even for her to report that, right. Obviously, and it's sad that also the father's not in the life, but
he raped her.
It's horrible. It's such a horrible story. But much props to her. I hope that she finds the clarity and the understanding and the peace that she needs, because she I don't want to say she's raising a monster, but she's done everything that she can to try and put him on the right path and kind of give him that.
And it sounds like it started as early as age of like 8. This is the behavior, and she tried to get ahead of it.
Right.
And many times we have people, psychologists, community organizations, they come on here and they say, okay, we want to work with these kids and things like that. But she said she went through all of the channels that was available to her, and even had him committed to a certain degree where he was diagnosed. And seems like she tried her hardest to go through all the channels.
Yeah, and we talk about mental health all the time. Mental health is a very delicate subject, and it's something that we don't give enough praise or give enough attention to. There are people in your life who might be normal one day, and they might be struggling, when they're not in your presence. So if there's someone that you're concerned about, or someone that you need, that needs a hug or arm around their shoulder, any kind of advice or someone to confide in, make sure that you're that person, because you, again, can ultimately save and change a life. I'm praying for that young man. I hope that he's not out here, thinking about causing harm to somebody today. I'm hoping that someone hears that message and can find her and get her on the right track and give him a better opportunity or more resources, anything to avoid.
Well, we got some people. We going after the show. We gonna start connecting her with the resources that reach out or that I can see, or brothers that. They have plans, and many times a lot of these brothers don't get the support, but they out here dealing with the community every day. Then there are some brothers that get the support, and they just haven't had the opportunity to address the situation. So we're going to try to see if we can make some connections.
No, for sure. The youth is our future.
But Nicki Minaj seems like she needs some help.
Yeah, speaking of mental health.
Because she's on social media starting drama with Cardi B.
And she's pulling no punches. I mean, today in all of her...
And she has a husband that...
It's documented. Yeah, you don't got to say it. It's documented, though. Yeah, it's out there. But, I mean, basically today, there was threats that were posed on her children. She basically called her children ugly. One of her sons, I believe one of her children's name is Culture, called him a culture vulture, said that she was going to kick one of Cardi B's children's teeth in. All types of crazy, nasty, kind of crazy stuff. TMZ reached out to her for comment, and she told them to eat where the sun don't shine. And it's crazy. She called out Charlamagne in the Breakfast Club as well. She took to Twitter to talk about Lauren LaRosa. She talked about Jess Hilarious as well. Asked Charlamagne if he used cream or bleaching cream on his, where the sun don't shine again. Yeah. So yeah.
Wow.
Ridiculous. You could write a book.
But
with
this
all
is
these tweets.
crash out. Especially when albums are about to come out, some type of rollout. It seems like the toxicity is now the new way to market.
This is insane, though. The album, apparently, if we're paying attention to these tweets, every time I think,
and you wonder why these kids crashing out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. She's watermarked a couple of her tweets. I believe 3/27/26 is one of the dates that she keeps tweeting. So I'm assuming that's leading up to some type of album release or single release, whatever that she's planning on doing, with this publicity. But again, she's killing her credibility in any type of, fan base that she might have. She even said she was going to crash out on her fans if her fans didn't start running up the numbers for some of her music. And obviously, Cardi B is kind of past the point where it might get physical. Granted, she's, 5 or 6 months pregnant, but it's no telling what Cardi B is going to do when that baby comes out and, she catches Cardi B in the streets. Because they're from similar hoods. Or not.
I thought I saw where Cardi was, like, sitting the Addy.
Hey. She called her out. She did say drop daddy.
Yeah, no, she pulled up on her.
But she did release an apology.
Did the address come out?
No, like she pulled up on her in a black Escalade, like in the back seat.
A word?
Saying like, oh, you thought I wasn't gonna pull up?
She saw the address? Nikki?
I ain't see that video.
She probably just found it.
Oh,
Nikki
wow.
probably didn't send it, but
Well,
it was
Nikki
probably
does still
easy
live
for her
in,
to get.
Nikki does still live in Queens because her husband cannot move out of state because he's a registered sex offender. So,
oh wow,
Nikki's not hard to find, and neither is Cardi B, I guess. So they gonna run into each other at some point. It's just a matter of fact if Nikki wants to take it there. Nikki is the type to sue. I don't think she's finna throw hands. But
Cardi B sues too. Yeah,
and she wins.
She won. She won several lawsuits on people.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going with this. Again, we're still trying to track down where exactly this beef starts and who is involved, because it was Cardi B versus JT a couple weeks ago. Now it's completely Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj. And then Cardi B's sister was also involved in it. So it's crazy to say, like when is this going to come to a head? I don't know if they're going to necessarily run into each other and it's going to become a physical altercation, but I just don't understand why there's such animosity between two people who clearly have some type of stake in the game and that are respected or at least well-liked artists. But Nicki Minaj seems to be like off the rails. And like some of the stuff that she's tweeted, I can't even read on air.
Well, I don't know if this was a meme or something that was true. Oh, was it one of those sit downs but Judge Joe Brown got involved and said he goes off on the media for promoting Cardi B and says she stands for foolishness and chaotic behavior, and she stands for no good. Like, and they're promoting this out here, the crash out behavior, the drama, all of the chaos is mainstream, influencing a lot of these kids, and even with the men rappers. Like, now you're seeing this new generation, what they are trying to dub, or what even the young generation are calling themselves. I don't believe that this is older people calling these kids YNs. I believe that this came out of drill culture. The word YN came, they calling themselves that.
Right.
They're saying that they're that. NBA YoungBoy is the leader of that culture.
Of the YN.
Yeah, and we're just catching it and saying, okay, don't say that. Like it's grown up. No, they're saying that they're the YNs.
But that's the thing. People decide what becomes popular. Again, when we take it back to Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, these are two women who are affiliated with Bloods on both of their different ends. I believe Cardi B resides from the Bronx or comes from the Bronx, and Nicki Minaj obviously out of Queens. So they have ties already to gang activity. That alone is a bad start right there. But also when we promote a lot of the things that they have going on, whether it's the drama or the stuff that they talk about in their music and the ratchet kind
then
of
they get to sell it.
But that's the thing. All they got to do is slap some lipstick on it and twerk, and that's what we like. We engage in that.
Well, the thing is, okay, I was watching this program called Baddies Club.
Oh, Lord.
And I only could watch, I watched the reunion because I didn't watch the whole season. But, the reunion was on there, and oh, my God, it was like Jerry Springer. Yeah, it was like a reinvented ideal of Jerry Springer, but just females that think that they the baddest. And there's some girls from Milwaukee that's on that show.
No, it's crazy too.
Yeah.
I remember back when I lived with my sister, when my sister and I were in the same house, and I didn't have control of the TV because I was the younger one. I was watching Bad Girls Club. Bad Girls Club does not compare or pale to what is going on Baddies. They got Baddies Africa. They did Atlanta. They did LA. I think they did a couple other cities, and they're getting it on. They got bodyguards who are bigger than me, you, and Z combined.
Right.
And it's 5'3", 5'2" women getting it on, throwing microphones at each other.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so here we go with this toxic culture, and we're consuming it. All right.
We're the problem. We are the problem. We are the problem.
I'm just saying.
It's tough. I mean, I don't know. Cardi and Nicki, it's going to come to a head eventually. They know where each other resides, and they know where to find each other. But I just want to know what Nicki's real issue is with anybody and everybody that kind of speaks out of place about her, or anybody that it provides a platform where she can be talked about negatively. Because I don't think the Breakfast Club did anything bad. They had an interview today where they talked about her being petty, and she ran with it and said, well, damn, screw you, I can't.
But her last name is Petty. All right, look, when we come back, we'll have more
YouTube, so you never miss Nothing But the Truth digital show, dropping every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Presented by Visit Milwaukee, handcrafted, homegrown, world class.
Hey, Truth Nation, it's your girl DT from The Truth Unfiltered with DT and Dr. Ken Harris. Now listen, at a critical time, through the Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, Old National Bank provided the resources I needed to sustain my business. Now the process had its challenges, but I was supported, and it was also an invaluable learning experience for future ventures. I am so grateful for the support that helped my business thrive. Old National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to approval.
It's a bird bash at Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to $50,000 cash in the Bird Bash Game Show. Just play with your rewards card this October for a chance to win. Wouldn't you like to rake in a huge pile of cash? Bird Bash, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info at potawatomi.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
Being a caregiver for a family member can be very rewarding. It can be very challenging, too. Besides taking a physical and emotional toll, it can also take a real financial toll, especially if you're paying for home safety upgrades, covering medical expenses, cutting back on hours at your job, or having to leave your job altogether. In some states and in certain situations, you may be eligible to get paid for the care you provide, but finding reliable information about caregiver compensation can be overwhelming and very time-consuming. The AARP Foundation Paid for Care Hub can help. It's a free online tool developed with support from United Healthcare, where you can search compensation programs, explore your options, and get answers to frequently asked questions. Find out today if it's possible to be compensated for the time, effort, and care you're providing. Visit paidforcare.aarpfoundation.org to learn more.
Junior Achievement is proud to team up with the Admirals to help young people build the skills they need to win in school, in work, and in life. Thank you to the Milwaukee Admirals for supporting JA programming and for giving our students a power play toward a brighter future. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. Visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
True Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. GP in studio for the Pop Culture Report.
What it do?
GP, I don't want to keep talking about a lot of the drama because we got so many things to talk about. This drama all across the board.
Right.
But there is a breakup.
It's one we saw coming, though. It was very, very foretelling.
Usually when people are celebrities, they pass people around. Like they get girlfriends that had some other celebrity boyfriend. So it's like they always rebound in celebrity breakups with another person that's in that circle.
Do you think that's the future for Young Thug? Because Young Thug apparently is now single. He popped up on stream with Aiden Ross the other day. Aiden Ross, ironically enough, asked him if he wanted to go to the gun range at first, but obviously as a felon and a man that's on probation, he's not allowed to handle weaponry. But he popped up on the stream pretty much and said that he is now single, but he still has a girl. I don't know what that means. I don't know if he's still claiming her as his girlfriend, but it seems like she kind of smarted up.
But when he got out of jail, it was some controversy right there because he didn't come home to her. Maybe she was the commercial girlfriend, that one that he, because most of these rappers now you got to have a girl, a side piece, and a BM.
I will be honest though, I did not know who she was until people came out that she was dating and she was popping up at the trial. But it just goes to show you how kind of like dense people are. Like if you have a good woman who is talented and obviously has her own light and she's shining, because she's a very talented singer, very good looking woman. If she can pull up to court and support you, why are you on a jail call with? He was on a jail call with Devin Haney's, I believe, ex-girlfriend at the time or whatever. And I know they're going through
and
some
type
of issues.
She was up there crying on the phone.
Slime
all right,
was tricking.
Okay, so all right, you're talking about gang culture,
right?
So when you're dealing with somebody that's dealing with gang culture, they got a name for their women.
You think it's a ranking system?
What's all right? So like, if a guy says he's out here and they call it human trafficking now, but if they out here pimping,
okay,
then what is his girl name?
Yeah.
Okay.
H.O.
And then if you date a gangbanger, somebody that's into that slime like type lifestyle, That's a name for their girlfriend.
He was calling her wifey, though.
But what I'm saying is the game has the opposite female in it.
Right.
So regardless how you trying to pair it, every lifestyle has the opposite feminine energy to it.
I get what you're saying.
Okay, so
I get what you're saying.
All I'm saying is you should understand that when you get with people.
I get it. Pimping is pimping until it ain't pimping no more.
Gangster ideas, they have, if you look at the gangster movies, they have multiple females that they rap about multiple females, but then you get with them and you think, okay, I'm gonna be the only one.
So you think she got comfortable living the lifestyle?
Yeah, it was just basically being a part of the lifestyle.
Yeah, and then the pressure obviously came, and all the other stuff that came with it. But I don't know. I didn't see him. There wasn't a lot of women rumored to be around. I think the only one that popped up.
Come on now, when you in jail, they recorded all his calls.
I mean, you need ramen noodles and honey buns.
And the funny part about it is they was putting a lot of his stuff out there.
He said some of that was AI. That was another thing that he said on stream.
Come on.
He's just trying to cover his tracks right now. I don't know what's going on with this guy. And the funniest part, too, about the stream, I believe there was people in the chat saying he had a lean gut. They were saying he looked like he got pregnant by Mariah the Scientist.
Oh, wow.
So they doubled down. People was trolling him kind of heavy. But, I mean, I don't know. It's good for her. I feel like they're going to end up back together. I feel like she's just kind of tired of the circus that kind of comes with it. Because she popped up on the album as well. She was featured on the album. I don't know how far back they worked on those songs.
And I think she brought him out on stage and everybody was like, what? Like,
I mean, she was there. She's the definition of ride or die.
All right.
I don't know if I had a girlfriend that was on tour off Puerto Rico. I don't know if I'm in the courtroom.
Well, whoop-de-doo. All right. I appreciate you, GP, for coming through with the Pop Culture Report.
As always.
Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we're going to have more conversations. Stay locked in.
The biggest snowflakes out here have always been the white Republicans who are so gung-ho on protecting the feelings of white kids while they ignore the needs of other kids. If Milwaukee's youth has a problem with fighting what white youth have a problem with being destructive and offensive. So it is sad that our government is actively working to de-emphasize educating and uplifting students of color in different backgrounds on college campuses. That emphasis is going to be diminished and the only kids that will suffer will be our kids. They were willing to hold up the advancement of the state of Wisconsin because they disagree with DEI. What are white Republicans afraid of? Why are they afraid to face the fact that their grandmas and grandpapas were part of a system which purposely held black folks back and failed to give us the access that we deserve? Until these politicians stop ignoring these egregious acts of hate and racial incidents, America can never be great again.
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Day one, diagnosis day. The hardest day. The day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
But day one is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day one.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
Truth Nation, stand up and tap in. This is 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. Patients with United Healthcare insurance are now out of network at Ascension, Wisconsin hospitals and clinics. The two sides failed to reach a new contract, which expired at midnight on October 1st. That means patients with United Healthcare commercial, Medicare Advantage, and Medicaid plans could face higher out-of-pocket costs if they continue seeing Ascension providers. Ascension says the reimbursement rates offered by United Healthcare did not keep up with rising costs, but both sides say they remain open to negotiation. Starting today, Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin is temporarily stopping its abortion services because of of questions about a new federal law. The group is concerned President Trump's Big Beautiful Bill will deprive its patients of Medicaid coverage unless abortions are stopped. Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul is challenging the defunding provision in the court.
This issue was being left to the states, and yet this federal bill that was passed has now caused Planned Parenthood to stop providing access to abortion for at least a period of time here in Wisconsin.
Despite the pause, abortion is still legal in the Badger State. Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley proposes a $1.4 billion budget for 2026. During his proposed 2026 budget address Tuesday afternoon, Crowley says that the county expects to generate more than $100 million next year in sales tax revenue.
Milwaukee County is expected to generate a total of approximately $192 million in sales tax revenue in 2026. Addressing pension obligation bonds reduced a significant financial drain and slowed the pace in which the county was losing money.
Crowley adds that efforts placed in the state biennial budget will reduce the amount of taxes county residents will pay for essential county services. This has been your news update. The Tory Lowe Show continues on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the second hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And at the top of the hour, we had a mother that was reaching out to the community to let the community know that her son had confessed to being out here and may cause harm, future harm, may cause trouble for the community, along with a bunch of other teenagers. And she's screaming out to the community. And most mothers would not do this. Most mothers will know that their child or their loved one or their relative or even us as family members, y'all know y'all family members out here causing damage to the community. And y'all just sit back and wait till y'all possibly can either see something on the news or they lose their life in the process. And this is what we got to do. We got to talk about these things, bring them to light, organize, and be about that action, because this is the only way we're going to attack the root issues, by talking about these mothers that are dealing with these young men and women and bringing them on the show and then working around the root causes. And a lot of people want to work around once the reactionary part is reactionary, and then, it's a meeting. The mother told you. Ashley told you when she took them to the people that saying that they want to deal with these kids what was going on. They was just sitting there talking. I guess that was the solution. That's we going to just talk to the person. But once you send somebody out there to the streets, once these kids get back outside, they going to do what they've been doing. But I want to open up the lines. We got a guest coming through at 2:30. But I want to give the community some time to make some suggestions or give some advice on what the mother need to do. If you're a psychologist, if you are heading a program that deals with this type of stuff, 833-212-1017. If you got advice for the mother that called in that said she basically birthed a psychopath. Since 8 years old, he's been talking about killing her and doing things that she tried to get him help for, medication. She's been through all of the systems to try to get him some help. But I want to open up the lines. I got a guest coming in at 2:30, so I'm going to open up the lines to get y'all take on this story give some advice, maybe give some helpful resources if you can. This is the time. 833-212-1017. Brian, how you doing, brother Brian?
It's pretty good. Love your show. I'm so glad you had that mother come on there. I think basically what she could do is understand what month the child was born in, understand what zodiac sign this child is born under, and research the zodiac sign of her son and get to know his idiosyncrasies. What are his tipping points? What are his and everything's got to be according to his zodiac sign. Most therapists and people that do counseling and stuff like that don't have a clue on how to solve problems with the youth because they don't start at the core. You got to start at the core of the personality. The core of the personality is the zodiac sign. Now, unfortunately, this child may have the father's demonic spirit in him. Obviously, he does. So he may need an exorcism to get him on the right path. But you got to start with the zodiac sign, and she may need to get a priest, not a counselor. She needs a priest to do an exorcism on that child to get those demons out of him.
Get the exorcist.
That's the only way to solve. That's the only way to solve these type of over the top personality malfunctions.
Wow. All right. Hey, look, they saying go get the exorcism, DJ Brothers, and get the
what?
Get the priest with the collar with the holy water and get the flicking it on him.
I mean, it makes you sleep better at night.
It wasn't it a movie that that the priest came and tried to throw the holy water on the baby?
I think it's called The Exorcist.
It was called The Exorcist. Like at this point, people will try anything to try to help what's going on out here. And the mom said that they gather on 27th and Capitol near the gas station over there. And I'll say this, be careful, keep your head on the swivel, because when somebody give you a warning, this is before something bad happened. So she's saying that these young men, this group, is out here, and her son told her, 27th and Capitol, this is where they be hanging out. Okay, so for those that want to get gas and, go on that way, you got to keep your head on a swivel. But this is a very real situation. And there was another mother remember the mother that came in a couple months ago that we had to try to help and get things done with her son. And she spoke out about this same thing. And many times, like I was yesterday, I was talking about approaching these young people and having tact and skill and dealing with them because they live in our community. But I'll say this: sometimes when they have these diagnoses as behavior disorders that they diagnose them with, many times it is maybe something that's coming from the father or coming through the genetics, and they may have to we may have to find better ways on how to deal with this, and that's going to cause us to get together. That's going to cause us to get together and really come up with some real solutions, and that's going to come from evaluation. And this is real. And it's a lot of, if you don't, whether you believe in the spiritual ideas or not, it's a lot of people that I think is possessed. They got, certain energies that's coming from them. And to me, whether you believe in people being possessed or not, some of y'all act like y'all possessed. Some of y'all call into the show like y'all possessed with the high blood pressure. It's serious. It's real. We got Eddie on the lines. How you doing, Eddie?
Good day, Tory. How you doing?
Hey, Eddie. Do you believe in exorcisms? Because you came through the Catholic Church. When I watched The Exorcist, it was the man with the white collar with the holy water trying to flick it on the little baby.
You're right, Tory. Here's the gig, and I've checked into this. And when I was younger, I'm going to be 60 in a month, and when I was about 30, I used to hang out at a coffee shop with an exorcist from the Catholic Church.
What?
He was an actual exorcist. Yeah.
Okay, explain.
And
what was his duties?
Well, to do exorcisms. And so here's the gig.
I'm talking about, we know what that is when we hear the word exorcism, but I'm talking about what was the process?
Well, we had spoken about it, and he had said, I said, well, tell me about this. Is this really real, or are these people just, like angry, psychologically messed up, whatever it may be? And he said, no. He said, I was a part of about 1,200 exorcisms over my career.
What?
And I got to be honest. Yeah, that's what he told me. And he said, but I got to be honest, only 2 of them were real demonic, like really needed the exorcism. The rest of it was just bad behavior and women acting out.
They just needed a spanking.
Yeah, he just said, but he said, but the 2 that were absolutely real were real, and I mean, it was like something out of The Exorcist.
Out of 1,000,
right?
2 was real.
Out of 1,200.
Out of 1,200, 2 was real.
Yeah, and they researched it. And so this is what I think. I think it's real, but he's probably not. He's probably acting up. And, when you're a young fella, you might have older brothers, a father, an uncle to kind of put you in your place, right, if you act up, right? Maybe this kid doesn't have a strong male role model who's willing to deal with him. And maybe that's the issue, because I can't imagine an 8-year-old kid mouthing up and acting so out of hand if he had a 10-year-old brother, a 12-year-old brother, 2 12-year-old brothers, a 13, a 15-year-old brother.
Some type of guidance.
Usually an older brother, and they show this, in the animal kingdom even. The older elephants discipline the younger elephants, right? The older lions discipline the younger lions when they're acting up. And this is no different. And I think maybe this kid needs a strong male role model, but the chances of him being actually possessed, probably like 1 in 600, So that's what I think.
Is that a Catholic thing?
And, yeah, it is. You see now it's very hip for like the evangelical churches. They'll have like an exorcism Tuesday, right? And all of a sudden 46 people in the church say they're getting exorcism, and they're screaming and flailing on the ground. What? Right? It's just bad behavior. That's bad behavior. Oh, wow. You can't have that statistically. You can't have a call on Tuesday. Hey, we're going to have exorcism Tuesday, exorcism Wednesday, right? And everybody shows up with a potluck and starts falling to the ground screaming, right? I mean, statistically, it's not possible. But it is a Catholic thing, and the Catholic Church, every archdiocese has an exorcist, right? And it's a true, real thing. And if you talk to exorcists, they're not making this up. They're just not making it up. You don't get all the archdioceses in America, which is probably, I'm taking a guess, around 300, give or take 50 here or there. They're not all making it up. There's got to be something to it. And remember, if 1 out of 1,000 claims is real, it's real.
Right.
If there's 1,000 people who said, I saw a UFO, and one of them crashes and it's real, it's real.
All right,
That's
so check this out. So you're saying that there are spiritual ideas that can possess the body.
I think so. I think there's too much evidence for it, but I don't think everybody who claims it. I think it's a very small percentage of people who say, oh, my daughter's, she's demonic, she's got the devil in her. It's just bad behavior, okay? But there is a small percentage of people who are possessed. And that's why the Catholic Church, literally, you just don't wake up one day and they go, you're an exorcist. You got to take classes on it. I think it's like a 7-year apprentice program or something like that. It's outrageous. You just don't wake up and become it's a real thing. It's real.
Wow. Well,
it's not real in every case.
Well, hold on. Well, I thought you was a atheist, so you do believe in the spirits.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now hold on a second.
Hey.
Do I believe?
Here we go.
Do I believe there's some entity up in the sky who's looking out after me? I just don't. Do I believe there's an evil presence? Like Satan, Hades,
how you believe
hell.
In Satan, you don't believe in. Okay, I'm just asking. Hey, to each his own.
Well, look at Islam. Look at Judaism. And they believe in some of this stuff too, and they don't believe in other stuff. Tory, the world's too messed up to think there's a loving God sitting on a cloud caring. I just hate to say it.
So
want
only the
it to
negative
be real.
stuff exists.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. All right, Eddie.
All right, I gotta go. Tory, I gotta paint the store, Tory. I'm in Cudahy right now on the lake. I gotta go. Bye-bye, Tory.
Be safe, Eddie. Hey, don't fall off the ladder. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more discussion. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, it's your boy Tory Lowe, and I'm inviting you to Cousin Subs in Wauwatosa to try their brand new crispy chicken sandwich, available only for a limited time. Make sure you come out Thursday, October 9th, as I'll be broadcasting live the Tory Lowe Show from 1 to 4 from Cousin Subs on 124th West Burleigh Street, right next to Lowe's. Again, that's the Tory Lowe Show live from Cousin Subs in Wauwatosa on Thursday, October 9th. Come through, say what's up, and grab your sandwich while it lasts.
We believe that self-care isn't selfish. I'm Maddie from Sweet Talks, a women-owned and operated medical spa fostering self-love and confidence. We believe that beauty is about feeling empowered from within, and it's truly a passion for our team at Sweet Talks. Your goals are our goals. Our services go beyond injectables, including facials, lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. There's even a cafe, complimentary to all patients. Get started today at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
When I was diagnosed with Hodgkin lymphoma, I had so many questions. I didn't even know that it was cancer. Now I do. It is cancer. Blood cancer. It's actually one of more than 100 different types, and they're all treated differently. Now, unlike some other forms of cancer, usually there's no tumor. You can't screen for it to prevent it, and the symptoms can look like other things, so it could be hard to diagnose. I had a fever for weeks. I was so tired all the time. I didn't feel like eating or doing anything else for that matter. And I know that this can feel scary. But if you know what to look out for, you'll know what to tell your doctor. And you'll feel more empowered to take the next steps. Like getting in touch with the people who know the ins and outs and can help with everything blood cancer related. Blood Cancer United. They work one-on-one with each person who reaches out to answer questions and offer resources. Blood Cancer United was there for me, and they can be there for you.
Go to bloodcancerunited.org to learn more.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I'm so MKE, MK, I'm so MKE, MK, I'm so MKE, MK, I'm so MKE, MK, I'm so MKE, Milwaukee ain't for the weak, we call everybody cheap, and we all say on the Kia boys started here using a USB, they be swerving, driving crazy, so can't play in the street, like, I'm so MKE, that I'm on this track screaming chicken pea and chili free, we work Cartier too, but no we ain't from the D, and my whole city lit. Ain't hard for y'all to see.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. The federal government officially entered the shutdown at 12:01 a.m. They can't get it together. They saying President Donald Trump and the Republicans have cast blame for the shutdown on Democrats' healthcare demands, while Democrats insist Republicans need to negotiate. Here we go. And like I said, when I see stuff like this, both sides point the finger at each other, but we lose. Everybody lose in the end, when it comes to this political, I call it political gang warfare, the donkey versus the elephant, By any means necessary, they both are clashing, and many times the people lose in the end. Hey, I don't know. I would say something, but it don't matter what I say, depending on what side you on. You know, especially when it comes to the bots. If they side is right, it don't matter what side you on, your side is right. But all I see is that people, when they starts getting to the point where both sides are hard up, so far right, so far left, we end up losing in the end. And somebody was asking me when I was, before I came on the show, what about the government shutdown? I said, how many times the government did shut down in your lifetime, and how did it affect you? I just wanted to know that. They couldn't, DJ Buzzy, they couldn't even tell me what was the direct effect on them. They, things start to shut down. Federal workers, get fired and things. And certain things happen like that when the government shut down. A lot of federal ideas. But when governments do the shutdown, I always ask people, what hardship did you face if you wasn't working for the federal government? Hey, they say it won't be shut down long. This is what J.D. Vance was saying. He said it's not going to be shut down long. We'll see. Both sides trying to get they plan in for what they feel the government should be doing. This happens all the time. Hopefully they'll come to some conclusion, because it ain't worse than when they shut things down with the shot. During the pandemic, when they shut it down. So thank God that's over with. That affected us personally. The shutdown, the pandemic. Sam King, you always say what you won't say because you know what the truth is. We won't be going through any of this if Trump wasn't in office. No, they shut down the government all the time. This always happens. This ain't just happened under Trump. We got short-term memory. It happens. Both sides want to get their things in some of these ideas when it comes to the government, and they always threaten the government shutdown. Well, we got some video on this. If you're watching this rebroadcast live, we want to see where they at with this government shutdown. Let's listen.
The federal government barreling toward a shutdown set for midnight, both parties blaming the other. President Trump tonight threatening to fire federal workers and to cut programs and benefits, saying he can do things that are irreversible. Tonight, Democrats say they want Medicaid cuts restored and to keep health insurance premiums from going up for millions. And Democrats say Republicans would rather shut the government down than protect the health care of the American people. Both sides tonight digging in with this shutdown now hours away, affecting millions of Americans. Rachel Scott leading us off tonight.
Tonight, with the government set to shut down at the stroke of midnight, President Trump now threatening to fire, quote, a lot of federal workers if Democrats don't back down.
We'd be laying off a lot of people that are going to be very affected.
But Democrats holding firm, demanding that Republicans reverse cuts to Medicaid and extend expiring Obamacare subsidies to prevent insurance premiums from rising for some 20 million Americans.
They'd rather shut the government down than protect the health care of the American people. That's unfathomable.
Today, the president turning up the pressure, now warning he could slash government programs.
We can do things during the shutdown that are irreversible, that are bad for them and irreversible by them, like cutting vast numbers of people out, cutting things that they like, cutting programs that they like.
He even floated the idea of cutting benefits without saying which ones.
We can do things medically and other ways, including benefits.
Tonight, I brought his words to Democratic Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
The president is now threatening these irreversible cuts to the workforce, to programs. Is that a risk that Democrats are willing to take?
It will fall on him, as I said. He's the one doing the firings, not Democrats.
Even without the fear of layoffs, if the shutdown happens, as many as 4 million federal employees could go unpaid. In Thompson, Illinois, that means prison officers already stretched thin, now pushed to the max.
We need the government to stay open so that we don't have to live off our credit cards, that we don't have to take multiple loans just to pay our mortgage, to pay our daily necessities.
And families of roughly 2 million service members could feel the pinch too. Jamie Billard, whose husband is in the Coast Guard, is preparing to tell her kids they'll have to scale back on things like dinners out and picture day at school.
What do we set as a priority? Your dad's not getting paid right now. That's our sole source of income. You know, I said no because there's bigger things happening here.
David, Senate Republicans forced to vote on a bill to keep the government funded, but Democrats overwhelmingly rejected it because it did not include any of their demands. So tonight, all signs are pointing toward a government shutdown.
All right, so they just trying to get their little piece of the pie, piece of the taxpayers' pie. And so, hey, we'll keep everybody up to speed on what we can see, but I don't think it's going to last long. If it do get egregious, then we got to start developing an independent party, a more independent base than what we have. And that's the real solution. Get some independent candidates, get another party going. If you don't like it, get another party going. Because other than that, hold on. Hold on to the roller coaster that we call the government. DJ Brother Z. When we got guests. You know what? We got guests. When we come back, we'll have more conversation. We got Daddy's on duty. We got JB Fresh in the studio. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
At We Energies, we're committed to building a bright, sustainable energy future. We're investing in clean energy projects like solar, wind, and battery storage. As a leader in the decarbonization effort, our goal is to achieve net zero carbon emissions from our generation fleet by 2050. It's part of our plan to provide the affordable, reliable, and clean energy you depend on. Learn more at WeEnergies.com. We Energies, people you can trust, energy you can depend on. This message was paid for by the stockholders of WEC Energy Group.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
And what are some of the ways that you're inspiring people? Because, you know, one of the biggest opportunities, in particular in the African-American community, is access, exposure, and awareness.
For Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin, we've been here 76 years.
Wow.
And our mantra is saving the lives you love. So if someone you love needs a blood transfusion and they're in any hospital in Southeast Wisconsin here, that blood's coming from us. And so we're trying to make sure that we're communicating that, because I think folks maybe don't understand that blood can't be manufactured. And summers are always tough because schools are out and we collect about 20 to 25% of our blood from schools. Mm-hmm. So it's always a day-to-day struggle. We say that the blood that's on the shelves is the blood that saves lives. And a lot of times people are compelled to donate when something bad happens. And our mission and our job is to educate folks so that we can get ahead of the curve and keep 3 days of inventory on the shelves. Mm-hmm. So we're in a decent spot right now, but we're on the streets every day trying to inspire people to join our mission. One of our big projects that we're proud of is Versity on King, which is part of the Thrive On collaboration in the Gimbel Schuster building on Martin Luther King Drive. And next year, we're going to open a destination center there. It'll be a blood donation center, but it'll be more than that, because we've realized that we can't be transactional with our relationships in the Black community. We need to do things that are intentional and that show that we're there to stay. But the reason that we're there is because not enough people that look like us donate. And so for disorders like sickle cell disease that disproportionately affect us, the race can matter. But I like to say that, you know, Black folks have a superpower in their blood. 44% of Black blood donors will have this rare trait that makes their blood more likely to be able to be a match for a sickle cell patient. And that 44%, like that is way higher than what we would find in other races.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The early bye week is already here for the Green Bay Packers as they sit at 2-1-1 going into Week 5. The next matchup is October 12th in Lambeau against Cincinnati. The Brewers are gearing up for the NLDS matchup against either the Padres or the Cubs. The Cubs won their Tuesday Game 1 and could end the wildcard matchup today. Brewers postseason would begin Saturday with time still to be determined. The Milwaukee Bucks began their training camp Tuesday but also had media day on Monday. Bobby Portis on what he thinks of the team and their upcoming season.
Every year is a new obstacle that you have to overcome. We'll be ready for it. It's going to hit every year at some point. It might hit early, it might hit in the middle, it might hit in the end. I have a great makeup of guys who work hard, great makeup of guys who I think Doc can actually coach.
Badger football returns from bye week and on to Ann Arbor to face Michigan. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Cause I showed you the light that your girl won't hold you. I told you I need you like now. I need you to pull up, give me face right now. I'm out in the city, show face, some way. I pop out in the city, it's okay, baby. Need money, go up, go down, go up, go up, go down, go up, go up, go up, go down, go up.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. We got guests. We got JB Fresh in studio. Dad's on duty. In studio.
What's happening?
How you doing, JB?
Tired, boss, but the show must go on, right?
Hey, look, you moving around with the kids with the school year going, with the school, new school year going on. What's happening?
A lot of changes with the school year. So folks familiar with NPS, we got a new superintendent now. More importantly for me specifically, she has now created an Office of Family Partnerships and Community.
Okay.
Shout out to brother Brian Litzy. He used to run Milwaukee Rec, so he's the chief over there. So we got a brother in the position at the helm.
And what does that do?
So now what that does is takes the things that I've been doing, coming to talk to you about the fatherhood stuff, the community resources. Now we got that at a cabinet level for the board, so at the superintendent level. So now it's taking a bigger precedence in where NPS is being a little bit more intention as far as involving the parents a little bit more and getting more partnerships in schools so we can provide more resources for the students and families.
And partnerships, like if people have programs, they'll go through the board, or do people offer programs, or do they just go and say, okay, we got this problem, we're going to create a program?
A partnership can look at something in multiple ways. It could be a church that wants to come volunteer at a school, or it could be Kohl's, Kohl's department stores wanting to put some playgrounds at a bunch of schools.
Okay.
Partnerships come in multiple levels. So, and now we have an office that's going to be handling that and filtering that down to
That's what's up.
Some of my things and the roles that I'm doing.
Well, a lot of times when people say, okay, we was trying to get a program inside NPS and they rejected it. Is that it? Is that this something new where they can actually evaluate what people are trying to do for the kids? Or is there a budget for people to say, okay, this is what we want to do? They get it evaluated.
Yeah,
and,
so I guess
how's all that working?
Well, now I can say we have a point of person or a point of reference to start streamlining that. The problem is you have about 130-some schools, 130-some principals. They may know you and be like, hey, man, can you come do this yoga group in my school?
Okay.
And that may be cool, but, if they're not going through the proper channels, like you have to have a MOU, a memorandum of understanding, stating outline what you're going to do. And then, also, too, you're going to be having you around kids. So we got to have different background checks. Yeah, so we got to put different measures in place. So,
facts.
We want folks to be involved. We don't want to turn people away, but we also have to protect our children. That's the most important asset.
I agree.
But they do need the resources, though, so that's what I'm saying. They need the bodies, too, especially some of these men. So, that's why with the cuts and conversation piece that I do, we can have, men who have had some, backgrounds come in for a couple of hours and have a hard conversation with some of the students where they don't have to be fully engaged in unsupervised situations, where they don't have to go through all that, but they can still say, all right, hey, I made my mistake. Here's why I made my mistake. You guys don't have to make these mistakes. You know what I'm saying? We need more mentors like that. But then if we're looking at volunteering, we're looking at things that you're going to be doing in the classroom,
Paraprofessionals.
Yeah, you got not even paraprofessionals. You know, some things could be just as simple as sitting down and having lunch with kids, man. Do you know how far that goes?
Even reading to the kids.
Reading to the kids is cool.
Sitting down and reading to them for like a book or, reading a short
Tory,
book.
It's as simple as a man being in the hallway giving kids high fives. Like, that increases attendance. That helps grades go up. Just to see a man say, hey, y'all, have a good day. Hey, y'all, you looking good today. Hey, young man, pull those pants up.
They always talking about this toxic masculinity that they be trying to spread around that men, bring. But I tell you this, a lot of times
I'm toxic then. If that's
they say that. I believe that anything can be can be toxic. You know what I mean? If it's used in the wrong way, right? But they always put this focus on men that, they're, this kind of way. But the statistics show that when men are present, there's positive outcomes.
The numbers do not lie. This is a national thing, sir. When the father is present in the home, the daughter's less likely to get pregnant. Your children are less likely to abuse drugs and alcohol. They're more likely to graduate. They're more likely to have positive self-esteem.
Right.
Now, it's got to be a healthy father now, too.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's got to be a healthy father.
That's why I try to make sure that we don't tangle up a narrative, a birth of a nation narrative on men or black men. And many times the effect of black men, positive black men being involved in a situation, it creates a better outcome for the youth, for the people involved.
And we got to protect the black man too. You might be some sisters on this phone call now and be like, I want one of those. How can I get one of those? And may not have the right intentions. They just want the man as a physical being and not the man that comes with everything.
With the leadership.
Well, yeah. That's another show, man.
They want to hear that. I thought. We try to stay on focus. We got to keep this show on focus.
But you know how me and you go,
right? In fact, maybe after break we might can throw that out there. Man, we got to take care of what we got to do for the babies.
I got to start back father.
Yeah, we got to stick to what we got to do for the babies because there is a situation coming up where families can get resources for children that are dealing with IEP, mental health, things like that. What's going on?
So this Saturday is our 13th annual Celebrating Abilities Forum at Milwaukee Public Schools. We do this in partnership with Public Instruction, CISA 1. And what that is bringing families together who have children with special needs of all different kinds and spectrums, whether it may be something visible, maybe something a little bit more invasive as far as, physical challenges. But we want to bring those families together to get resources, information, support, connecting with other families. And it's going to be a beautiful day this Saturday that's going to be taking place at Wick Field. Right on 49th and Valete, right next to the
49th and Valete.
Yep, we're going to have food trucks out there. They got a little basketball tournament, free food, free resources, man. We got T-shirts. And then, like I say, if your kid is dealing with something that you may not even know about, this is a perfect place to come talk to somebody about it because that's a big thing, too, especially in our community. We big on denial, man. Ain't nothing wrong with my kid, or we always say he's just a little slow, but that little slow, that leads to problems going on, especially if you don't get the right treatment and the right support behind that. And we're trying to help families with that this weekend.
Well, I'll tell you, I had a mother that came on at the top of the show that said that she tried to get her son the help that he needs from 8 years old. Now he's 16. He's out here running with a group. They call themselves the YNs around 27th and Capitol. She says she been through the medication. They got him diagnosed. She's trying to work with people, anybody that can try to help get these young men in the right space because sometimes they don't have a father. And many times they showing traits of their father who may have been something probably not as positive.
Or the father could have been the cause of the trauma.
Right.
So, in those cases, that's why we have these events because, it's a lot of times when you are in the thick of these things, you don't know where to go, you don't know where to look, and then all it takes is that one person to tell you no. Now you feel like nobody can help you. So, that's the one thing that these types of things do. And then also, too, if you have your schools at Milwaukee Public Schools, you have to look into your parent coordinators. So we actually have a position in schools that is the liaison between the schools, the community, and the family. So that one person is juggling a lot, trying to ensure that, parents get their voices heard, through district advisory councils, school engagement councils, family leadership organizations, bringing in community resources. So literally going out into, I have parent coordinators that write letters to Walmart and they can get turkeys for their families.
That's what's up.
At the schools. It's at MPS.
Well, look, we need all the resources we can get. And the families need to get involved. Many times when we do these things, hey, come check this out. Come see the men that are actually trying to make a difference. What is the attendance like many times? Because I remember when I was coming up and for parents-teachers conference, it was like crickets. I think we've gotten a lot better with the involvement of groups like Dads on Duty and things like that.
I would say even when I was a teacher, it would be alarming, man. Or we got parents that come in and just ain't right. Like they just had a whole ounce before they walked in and talk about,
you can smell the broccoli.
Just reeking. Or not even can smell the yak sometimes.
Oh, wow.
And you don't want to see what's going on in other people's lives and things of nature, but I'm here to do with your kid. Now, if I came in like this because
you'll get fired.
Man, what I'm dealing with in this classroom made me want to take all them substances. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But I don't have the chance. I don't have the chance and the ability to do that. I got to stay on point and be able to maintain and make sure that I'm ushering the next leadership in the future.
How difficult is it to deal with children that are, coming in from broken families, may have some issues, some traumatic issues. Some may have been sexually assaulted or whatever happened at the home. Then they have to make that transition. Okay, you got to get this education. We need more black teachers, black male teachers, black fathers.
100%.
That's what you're pushing. And sometimes they don't get that kind of discipline and leadership at the home.
So that's why the volunteer piece is important. But for me as a teacher, dealing with those type of students was nothing because I used to be that kid. I used to be the kid who didn't, have meals at home, or I was getting my hair cut once a month when the welfare check came, going to the store with the food coupons. So, I took on different challenges, but for somebody that don't look like me or these children, that's a different type of, situation for them, and that's why we had to do a lot of changes with the referral situation. That's why we're trying to bring in more people of color in the classroom, in the buildings, and that's why I know realistically it ain't a bunch of black men, American black men. Let me say that too, and no disrespect to the foreign cast, there's still a disconnect there. They tried to bring in a lot of international teachers, which is great on the surface because
one just got arrested in Iowa. They said he was here illegally, the superintendent.
See, and that's what I'm saying. We so scarce for trying to scrape these bodies. That's why we need some of these men and fellas and retirees to just come back and just hang out in the hallways 1 hour a month.
Right.
Hang out in the lunchroom 1 hour a month. One recess.
1 hour a month.
1 hour a month. That's it. That's it. And then you look at it, see how easy it is and how fun it is, and now you loving kids that's not your kids, you want to come back.
Is there a way to gain some type of employment through some of these programs for people who want to get involved in the school?
Yeah. That's the goal. That's the goal, for you to get in here and like it as much as that.
Because they try to get the resource officers in the schools. But,
so I haven't seen that yet.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot of talk about the resource officers.
So
I'm against it.
The way it's broken up now is we have learning communities now. So now we are broken up into learning communities. So there's 8 learning communities instead of regions. So we used to have like Central, Northwest, Southwest, and all that. Now we got 8 learning communities. So the high schools and middle schools are in their own learning community now. And what you wanted to do is, we wanted to bring more support by grade bands, and then they also wanted to pair different schools up that was doing, well versus other schools that was not doing so well. So now with this learning community thing, it's a whole new ballgame. That's why I said those are one of the changes that came from the new reign of Dr. Casilius.
Okay. Well,
you want me to get her on here for you?
Yeah, of course. Tell her to come talk to Tory Lowe.
She'll love to come talk to you.
Yeah, look, I said, okay, when the new people come in and she got paid, okay, she got that cash. Don't be surprised if they ask where the cash at to me. Like, that's a lot of money, but is she bringing in a huge change from what we know MPS previously under her leadership and philosophy?
Only thing I could speak on is what I said regarding the new Chief of Family Engagement Partnership. That is a very new department, new position. But my department's been around for a while. It's evolved, but now we get rolled up into that. So I don't know what's going to happen with my job. They might be like, oh, we can eliminate your position, or they might elevate me and be like, oh, no, we need you up here with us. So, So, I won't say they can't eliminate me because I'm very valuable to what I do for the community. So at least I know I'm an asset in this space. But in that sense, though, it's still in limbo just to say, but the beauty of it is we got a brother in place and we got somebody that's talking about what we're doing, because this is where it happens at. The things that happen in the classroom is where the magic is, but, this is where all the potions and all the cauldrons happen at on the outside of the classroom. So we got to bring those resources in and bring these bodies to the families and for the kids.
I agree. Hey, look, when we come back, once again, we got JB Fresh in studio. Dad's on duty. There's events coming up, resources out here for people to get involved in. We're going to continue the conversation. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, it's your boy Tory Lowe, and I'm inviting you to Cousin Subs in Wauwatosa to try their brand new crispy chicken sandwich, available only for a limited time. Make sure you come out Thursday, October 9th, as I'll be broadcasting live the Tory Lowe Show from 1 to 4 from Cousin Subs on 124th West Burleigh Street, right next to Lowe's. Again, that's the Tory Lowe Show live from Cousin Subs in Wauwatosa on Thursday, October 9th. Come through, say what's up, and grab your sandwich while it lasts.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. To learn more about how you can take your first steps in buying your forever home, visit associatedbank.com/lending. That's associatedbank.com/lending. Or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Dear employer,
my name is Phil Martin.
My name is Michael Raskovich.
Ronaldo Bird.
Zach Deiser. I am writing to express my excitement at the opportunity to join your team.
As someone on the spectrum, I possess a unique set of skills
that sets me apart from other candidates.
My detail-oriented nature allows me to communicate complex ideas,
to break down data,
to have no fear in meeting new people.
I may communicate in ways that are different from what you are used to.
Structure, routine,
and clear expectation.
Help me do my best work.
My autism allows me to have a perspective that needs to be seen and heard.
It allows me to make the world safer and improve systems in ways others can't.
It allows me to bring people's inner worlds to life with my artwork.
My autism
will bring your team important insights.
Thank you for your consideration.
An autistic inclusive workplace is good for business. It's time to make a change. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/win.
Junior Achievement is proud to team up with the Admirals to help young people build the skills they need to win in school, in work, and in life. Thank you to the Milwaukee Admirals for supporting JA programming and for giving our students a power play toward a brighter future. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I pledge allegiance to my legion, call me GG from the top now. I know I said I love you, but it's hot now. I look like coming back up to the black now. Wow. Hey.
Turn the lights on, turn the lights on, turn the lights on.
I flow, and when I leave, she feeling my ghost. You shorty black, but she feeling my pulse. I keep a Glock tucked with me, no hope.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. We got JB Fresh, Dad's on Duty, NPS out here giving out the resources, giving the information. So I'm going to need y'all to open up your ears, okay? We got folks saying that they need for you to repeat what's going on with the event that's coming up.
This Saturday from 10 to 4, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Wickfield, 49th and Elite. Give me 2 seconds. I'll pull up the address for you. Right next to Central Office, Milwaukee Public Schools, Celebrating Abilities. This event is for families who have children of special needs, special abilities, anything from ADHD, autism, physical abilities, IEP, 504 plans. There will be something for you at this event. It's going to be beautiful outside, 80 degrees and sunny in Milwaukee. You already know it's going to be lovely on that tip.
Mm-hmm.
The Wickfield has been revamped. It's a brand new park, man. Beautiful playground, new basketball courts, new field. So, man, there's going to be a bunch of activities out there. And food trucks. We're giving out food tickets for your registration. So we're going to feed you. Just come out there, man.
Hey.
And learn, support, and meet a friend who may have a child with the same ability, or, special
going through the same
ability.
struggle.
People don't know that Rocket Jump be having sensory hours. So you can actually go in early on like a Sunday with your kid with autism and enjoy a normal life like he would, with other kids.
Right.
Some kids can't handle the lights and sounds and things of the nature. So they have a sensory sensitive time at these places. So, we trying to get those information out on that too as well. So,
That's powerful.
Just because your kid got a disability. I just did a wedding this past weekend, and shout out to Nikki, strong black mother, man. Her son, lost his legs for some reason, but that little boy was still out there living life. He was out there still, running around, playing, smiling, anything. He was scooting. He had no chair or nothing, man, just living life. And I was like,
this is what it's all about.
I made a comment saying, like, Ray Charles' mom, people thought I was being funny, but I'm like, when you look at the movie Ray Charles' mother didn't let that disability hold
him back.
He said, we're going to have to work around it, but you're going to be fine. And that's what I
installed that
man, that's
confidence.
I've seen it with my own eyes, man. And I walked up to her and gave her a hug. She said, I know exactly what you meant. She said, and I said, thank you. People think I be funny sometimes, man. I just watched a lot of TV as a single kid.
Adding the humor to it.
Yeah.
But this is what we need is to shed the light on a lot of these kids with the disabilities early.
And the parents,
Get the confidence in them early. Get the help and support with them early so they can grow into who they are going to be with confidence.
Live normal lives.
Right.
Live normal lives.
I wanted to ask you this question because there was a situation at Grand Tosa where the paraprofessional accused of hitting an 11-year-old child in the face that had IEP. 63-year-old paraprofessional from Grand Tosa is charged with 1 count of physical child abuse. William Hogton, the criminal complaint in this case indicates Hogton is seen on the school bus surveillance striking the 11-year-old kid with IEP that was in a wheelchair. So people need these kind of resources, but we also got to make sure we watch the temperament of the people that's handling some of these kids.
So bus companies and school is two different things, right? But they got to work together, unfortunately, right? So they communicate as best as they can. However, one doesn't, have any influence on hiring the other. So, and that just goes to show you that, people aren't prepared for dealing with these type of children.
Right.
I've been teaching kids with ankle bracelets in middle schools. You know what I'm saying? So, it takes a different level of care and concern, but, at the same time, too, they're still a human being.
Hey, you got to have patience, though, especially when you sign up to be what they call a paraprofessional. You're dealing with kids that have issues.
You know that. Like my aunt's been a special ed teacher
you wake up
for 10
and know
years.
that you're going to deal with kids that may have behavior things that they may even slap you. They may even kick you.
Kids cuss me out every day. I never took it personal because I'm like,
it's not personal.
I didn't do nothing to you, so I know you're not mad at me. You mad at what else is going on in life, but you still got to do this homework.
Right.
So once you get done with all that,
that's why you there, because you know how to handle it.
Yeah, we come right back to it. I won't say my methods. I'm not teaching anymore in the classroom, but I had some very unconditional methods, man. But we came from the 80s, man. So,
Well, give the address on the event and let people know how they can get involved once again.
All right. Once again, that address is 4929 West Valete, Wakefield. All right, it's going to be family games, basketball, community resources, and partners on hand, and caregiver workshops. So that's going to be powerful right there.
Caregiver workshops.
You got to take care of these folks, right? And like I say, people fail to realize
people can be caregivers.
That's what I say. It's stress on the child already going through this challenge in life as it is. How you think the parents feel? How you think the siblings feel? You know what I'm saying? They got to have support too.
I agree.
And that's why it's important for parents of these like-minded situations to be clicking up.
And coming up with strategies to improve the situation as well.
Have your own family nights together. You know, somebody can host a pizza night at the house. Your house is already catered to what you got going on because of your own
play
child.
Dates.
All day.
That's powerful, JB.
People don't fail to realize that, man. I got a couple play dates set up.
Well, look, I appreciate you for coming through.
I thank you for having me.
Hey, look, keep doing the great work. I appreciate you, everything you're trying to do, getting men involved in the schools, black men more active, coming up with programs and ideas for involvement, and we truly need that.
No, we need you, man, and congratulations on you, man, for your endangered persons again, man. So I don't know how they not giving you your flowers. Man, matter of fact, flowers, forget that, man. You need a cape and a statue.
You so crazy.
A cape and a statue for what you doing, going and burning houses, man.
Hey, wow.
Come on, man. You've been fighting drug dealers and dope fiends, all of the above, man. You a superhero, man. You a vigilante, man.
Oh, wow.
With no mask.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you, JB Fresh. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Counts study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
Bringing all the smoke to you.
I love what you're doing, and this radio station is just like what it's called. It's the truth.
Download the new 1017 The Truth app now. Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 The Truth.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
We're not adults, so just be there and listen. I just want someone to yap to. And I just feel like I'll be fine if someone just hears me talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
You're doing a really good job. And I don't think I tell you that enough. And I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us. But, try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at soundidouttogether.org. That's soundidouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
This is 101.7 The Truth's Tory Lowe, and I am Milwaukee. The Tory Lowe Show has become a resource for the community. I enjoy having open, on-air discussions about what we can do to regroup, rethink the black man, the black woman, and the black child. This show is about that action, and I want all the smoke. Join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations where you can speak your truth. We are the new 101.7 The Truth, Milwaukee Black Talk.
Milwaukee's Black Talk lives here. You are listening to 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. Patients with United Healthcare insurance are now out of network at Ascension, Wisconsin hospitals and clinics. The two sides failed to reach a new contract, which expired at midnight on October 1st. That means patients with United Healthcare commercial, Medicare Advantage, and Medicaid plans could face higher out-of-pocket costs if they continue seeing Ascension providers. Ascension says the reimbursement rates offered by United Healthcare did not keep up with rising costs, but both sides say they remain open to negotiation. Starting today, Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin is temporarily stopping its abortion services because of questions about a new federal law. The group is concerned President Trump's Big Beautiful Bill will deprive its patients of Medicaid coverage unless abortions are stopped. Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul is challenging the defunding provision in the court.
This issue was being left to the states, and yet this federal bill that was passed has now caused Planned Parenthood to stop providing access to abortion for at least a period of time here in Wisconsin.
Despite the pause, abortion is still legal in the Badger State. Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley proposes a $1.4 billion budget for 2026. During his proposed 2026 budget address Tuesday afternoon, Crowley says that the county expects to generate more than $100 million next year in sales tax revenue.
Milwaukee County is expected to generate a total of approximately $192 million in sales tax revenue in 2026. Addressing pension obligation bonds reduced a significant financial drain and slowed the pace in which the county was losing money.
Crowley adds that efforts placed in the state biennial budget will reduce the amount of taxes county residents will pay for essential county services. This has been your news update. The Tory Lowe Show continues on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice. We want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continue. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Salute to everybody that's working to help the kids. Many times when we talk about dealing with our community, it's a lot. So salute to JB Fresh. Salute to all of the brothers and sisters on the front lines that are dealing with some of these tough situations. Many times, a lot of these young children coming out of broken families. A lot of times the dad may not be around, or the mom is working to keep the bills paid. And it's just so many things going on. But salute to everybody that's trying to come together to try to fill in the gaps. It took somebody to help me. It took somebody to help my situation. I was raised by my grandma. It took some church members, some people from the church to come along and say, hey, look, it's a better plan for you. And obviously, it worked out. But when we talk about these young people, and I always try to tell people, many times these kids are 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, no job, but they got access to guns. They got access to drugs. They're out in the streets for weeks. And I'm starting to believe that there are some adults, elders, that are assisting. I gotta come to that conclusion, because it gotta, who is putting the guns and the drugs in their hand, DJ Brother Z? I mean, these young people are out here. I go looking for these young girls and young boys when the parents say that they're missing, and like I said, I had a whole show a couple weeks ago about adults assisting these kids into a lot of this foolishness. And I don't call them elders. I don't call them adults elders. I call them olders. And many times they're aiding and abetting and giving and supplying these kids with some of the things that are going to destroy the community and even allowing them kids to destroy themselves. So thank God that we can have these real conversations. Thank God that we can talk about it because it's happening right now. And the mother that called in at the top of the hour, she's allowing the community inside her home, inside of what's going on with her child, and warning the community because she have ran out of resources. I understand what I'm saying, Truth Nation. So it's time for us to really get involved, whether it's with NPS, whether it's doing something in the neighborhood, going door to door, organizing, finding people with issues in the neighborhood and getting ahead of the curve. This is the mentality that we got to have. And a lot of people say, throw your hands up, throw your hands back and let it happen, no matter what. I say, get involved, organize, and try to organize our way out of this. Be resourceful, organize, roll up your sleeves and get to work. Be resourceful, organize, roll up your sleeves and get to work in the neighborhood and in community that you live in or somebody you know live in that needs help, that you can actually apply some of your skills and resources to. This is what you do when things are not working well. You don't throw your hands up because you may become a victim of the rubbish or the negative things that go on just overall. You could just be riding to the store and get hit by a reckless driver. You could just be dealing with your kids out in the neighborhood and somebody can drive by and get to shooting. You weren't involved in anything. You was just trying to live your life and you got caught up. So it's our duty to get involved. I understand what I'm saying, or support the people that are involved. And many times our energy goes to the people that are part of the drama that's creating the issues that are not solution driven, and you wonder why it looked chaotic over time. Because a lot of this didn't happen overnight. A lot of this came with leadership that took a lax approach, looked the other way. The resources was coming in and they was putting the resources in their pocket and making sure that their buddy got the resources in their pocket instead of putting the money where it need to be. I was talking about the argument that they said that they took all of the Act 12 money and put it in their pockets and put it in the pension instead of putting it in safety, public safety, and developing things that needed to be done to try to curtail some of the things that are happening. A lot of people say, hey, look, I'm finna get the money. And we got to recognize this. That's why when we have these conversations, that's why when we talk about this, this is where we got to say, okay, let's make the adjustments. Are we just talking or are we making the adjustments? Because when I leave this show, I got to hit the block. Until we start taking these conversations, doing our little research, understanding where we can fit in, and applying the value of these conversations that we're having on the air, it means nothing. We're having powerful conversations, but I need more people to be about that action. We truly need more people to say, I can affect my area. I can affect what's going on in front of me in the schools, whether you got a child in public schools, whether you got a neighborhood that, you see where you may can affect the neighborhood by having a cleanup, or maybe can affect the neighborhood by you seeing a single mother and saying, hey, I know some resources. If you need resources, I can try to work with these people to connect them with resources. Some of these resources don't even do a good job at marketing that they are a resource. You don't even know that they was even there. Change has to take place. We at the end of 2025. And we got to start looking in the mirror. What have I done to improve the conditions that I'm seeing? What have I done? Did I get out here and do something to affect change? Did I continue to do the same thing looking for a different result? Was I involved in the donkey gang and the elephant gang and people was falling through the cracks because now I'm botted out? I'm a bot. Hey. This is the end of the year. We got, it's October 1st. We got 2 more, total 3, but after October, it'll be 2 more months left in 2025. It'll be 2026. The people that are causing the problems, they're planning their 2026 already. While we trying to make it out of 2025 into 2026. These people have moved. They already got their first 6 months of 2026 mapped out. More of the stuff that you don't like. They're planning on continuing what they've been doing. And we as the regular people out here on the streets, we just trying to make it. We just trying to make it into 2026. It's time. It's never been a better time than to regroup, rethink, and reshape our thought process. And a lot of our thought process is fueling more of what we don't like. It's a different time. A lot of these kids are rebelling. A lot of these kids are saying, you know what? We outside. They finna crash out. They don't care. Some of these kids got the burn down the village mentality. You heard what the mother said at the top of the hour, for those that missed it. She said she believed that she birthed a psycho. And did her due diligence to try to give him the resources and the help he needs. And now he's joined up with other young people out here in the streets that are determined to bring chaos. That's what she said. They don't care. What could we have done? Are we developing neighborhood? Are we developing neighborhood development resources that the kids can use as tools? Are we keeping up with the times? Are we forward thinking, or are we reacting? For years, I said we need to start creating different ideas for our youth, because every youth is not going to play basketball. Every youth is not going to play football. What are we doing? Are we innovating? Every kid is not in the arts. A lot of kids just want to be social. I don't know. Lauren says, what have people done to make improvements in their own lives and their families? Then focus on other folks. Once that's done, come together with like minds. Hey. Sam says, if these kids don't care, you're wasting your time trying to change them. Hey. I would say something, but I'm gonna run the break. The only reason when I say, I got to check myself sometimes, because everything don't need to be said. DJ Brother Z. Everything don't need to be said on this airwaves. I'm trying to tell you. But I got to leave here and go deal with these elements that we talking about on the air. And I try to bring to y'all the real situations and what's happening so we can get a leg up and understand and get closer to where we need to be. It's going to take a community to save a community. When we come back, I want to go over to Iowa and check out what happened to this educator that's being deported. This is a huge thing that's going on right now. They talking about it. They saying that he was in on a visa, and now they came to get him. And I want to check out this story. Truth Nation. When we get back, we'll have more conversations. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
1017 The Truth is the proud home of Marquette Hilltoppers football. Tune in Friday night as the Hilltoppers celebrate homecoming against the West Allis Hale Huskies on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Join our coverage starting at 6:30 p.m., leading up to kickoff at 7 p.m. Marquette Hilltoppers football is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. And sponsored by Left's Lucky Town, C.G. Schmidt, Capital Insurance Agency, Boyle Fredrickson, Annex Wealth Management, Magic Productions, and Burghardt Sporting Goods.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
Nathan has taught me to embrace the moment. Age-wise, I'm in my late 60s. I'm old enough to be his grandfather. Will he be embarrassed to acknowledge me as his dad? I think the most important thing we can do is let them know that they're safe, that they're valued and cared for and loved, and that they're important.
I knew I wanted to be adopted by him because of how he taught me to be the person who I am today. And it's coming from a dad that didn't expect to become a dad. And I feel very proud to be his son.
I was what he needed, and he was what I needed. Every day is full of new opportunities. That's what it's been about, realizing the simple things that it takes to make such a huge difference in these kids' lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yeah. Weezy. Back home smoking legal. I got more slaps than the Beatles. Running on diesel, dog. Playing with my name, this lethal, dog. Who you see? What? Don Corleone. Trust me, at the top it isn't lonely. Everybody acting like they know me, dog. Don't just say it down, you gotta show me what you gotta do.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Milwaukee College Prep dedicated to closing the opportunity gap for children in Milwaukee, redefining what's educationally possible so more children can pursue their dreams. They can't do it alone. Join Milwaukee College Prep Thursday, October 23rd at Venue 3 at 3rd Street Market Hall and take a stand in closing the opportunity gap for Milwaukee students. Your support means quality education is accessible for over 2,000 students in Milwaukee. Together, we can close the opportunity gap, enjoy food, drinks, and a chance to learn more. Purchase tickets at D-O-T2025.givesmart.com. That's D-O-T2025.givesmart.com. Now, I want to head over to Iowa. We've been talking about education today. We've been talking about these young people. But there's a situation going on in Iowa. The Iowa district hired a superintendent despite false Morgan State doctorate claim on his resume. This is something that when I saw this story, somebody sent it to me, and I was like, wow, like, where's the background check? You know, they're saying that the superintendent of Iowa's largest school district was detained last week by immigration agents, falsely claimed a doctorate degree when applying for the job 2 years ago, but was hired even after the school board learned about the misrepresentation. And there's a lot going on with this situation. We got some video on this. We're going to check this out. Let's listen.
Breaking news, ICE detains the superintendent of the largest school district in Iowa. Good evening, I'm Bill Shammer. Dr. Ian Roberts, head of Des Moines Public Schools, was going to the Pottawatomie County Jail. Now we've learned he's no longer being booked at that facility because of potential protest. We go now to KETV News Watch 7's Beth Carlson, who's live in Pottawatomie County with the latest. Beth?
Bill, we're here outside the Pottawatomie jail where Roberts was originally scheduled to be detained. In the last couple hours, protesters began awaiting Roberts' arrival here at the jail, and then those plans suddenly changed. A Pottawatomie County sheriff's deputy telling me that federal agents called the sheriff's office telling them that Roberts would no longer be sent to the Pottawatomie County jail. Not only that, but Roberts no longer appears on the ICE locator list for detainees on their website. Now, this all started this morning when Roberts was told to be detained by ICE agents in Des Moines. According to ICE, Roberts was living in the U.S. illegally and is from Guyana. This morning, officers approached Roberts in his vehicle, and he then sped off. Authorities later found his car abandoned in nearby woods, and later federal agents took Roberts into ICE custody. Roberts has an existing weapons charge from 2020, and according to ICE, was in possession of a loaded handgun, $3,000 in cash, and a hunting knife. A federal judge gave him a final order of removal in 2024, according to immigration officials. Ian Roberts began as Des Moines Public School Superintendent.
Every school leader, every teacher, and staff. But it's a plan that truly highlights the hopes and dreams of the larger Des Moines community.
Ian Roberts began as Des Moines Public School Superintendent in 2023, the district hosting a press conference some short time ago. Take a listen.
General obligation.
We do not have all the facts. There is much we do not know. However, what we do know is that Dr. Roberts has been an integral part of our school community since he joined over 2 years ago.
The ICE locator for the detainees no longer lists Roberts or where ICE is planning to take him next as part of his detainment. Now, KETV reached out to ICE for comment on where Roberts will be headed after it was announced that he will no longer be headed to Pottawatomie County, and we have not heard back. We will keep you updated online and on air at
They said they found him with like a gun, $3,000. And some kind of, knife on him, because he knew he wasn't. He knew what was going on. He already knew what was happening, and he did what he had to do. He was in his country. He was able to finesse the system. He got a good job, and he was effective. That's what they're saying. They said even though he didn't have all of the qualifications, he was effective. With the kids. I mean, do the degree really even matter? Sometimes, DJ Brother Z. I mean, sometimes you can get that one person, that could change things. And, he didn't have the degree, but he was able to be effective. I don't know. I mean, I ain't for, he probably knew they was going to catch up to him one day. They may make a movie about it. They may even make a movie about it. because he was able to finesse the education system, get through all of the red tape, and be effective as a superintendent of one of Iowa's biggest school districts. And they still want him. They said, hey, this guy came, we had educated folks before, and this is the only guy that can come and actually make a difference. So I see why they still trying to get him out, because it's hard to control large school districts. And even though he didn't have a doctorate degree and he wasn't in the country legally, he was still powerful, DJ Brother Z. So they ain't even trying to tell the folks where to protest, where he at, so they could protest or nothing. They in Iowa, I'm telling you, folks ain't really got nothing to do, so they'll be out there all day and night. It ain't no sport, it ain't no major sports teams out there. So this is a big deal out there. I lived out there, I remember reading in the paper that somebody had got a speeding ticket over the weekend. I said, what? This the news out here? This is the mainstream news? Somebody got a speeding ticket? Man, it must ain't nothing to do out here. And I'm trying to tell you, it's like that in these small towns. Them papers, this is a big deal. So they trying to fight for him. He knew that he was wrong, though. It just caught up to him. Because he was ready for war. He already had the $3,000. He already knew that he was going to have to try to make an escape, so he was already prepared. But at the same time, many times we asked a lot of these folks in Milwaukee, they got the degrees, but are they effective, DJ Brother Z? Are they actually making a difference? Now this guy here, illegally, I guess, no degree, fake the doctor's degree, and running a whole school district, and they saying that he made a difference. I don't know. Maybe they have to rearrange the criteria sometimes because we got our problems with the Milwaukee public school system. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. If y'all want to call in, 833-212-1017. It could get tricky. It could get tricky. This is what JB Fresh was saying. He said he don't mind people that outside of the black community being in the schools, but he wanted black men to be involved because these are in Milwaukee black children. So he wants the black men, but somebody got in the chat. I think Mo the Elephant had a issue or something he was trying to say about the foreigners and things like that. And I think what he said was as long as black regards of origin, I am just asking because of the comment JB made regarding foreigners. Well, this foreigner was in the country and he ain't had no credentials. He faked all of that, but he was doing a good job. The caller on the lines, how you doing, the caller?
Man, it's a wonderful day, man.
Blessings, brother. It's
an awesome day.
They got the 3rd Street Market Hall, the night market outside the 3rd Street Market Hall after the show.
Live music?
Downtown.
They got live music tonight?
Yeah, they gonna have a lot of things, a lot of, is this the last night market? Yeah, this is the last night market down here by the 3rd Street Market Hall. But what's on your mind, to call it?
I do want to comment on legal and illegal and coming to this country the right way. There's only 1% of the voting base, period. When you talk about people who were here the right way, because if you're not a Navajo, a Cherokee, or an Apache, then you came here the wrong way. One way or another, no matter how you want to put it. You came here based on colonization, or you came here at the bottom of a slave ship.
Well, they said a lot of the black people was already here.
There are some people who believe, Terry, that we were indigenous here.
Yeah.
And what I'll say to that is we were indigenous all over the world pre-glacier, before the world separated and you had oceans in the middle of things. So black people being the first people on Earth, we were all over the
place.
But there was only about 1% of us that didn't come here, that were not human trafficked here by the colonists. So what I did want to say, we had a wonderful weekend with 4 queens this weekend, because I heard you earlier. I heard it was sad for me to hear them 2 women who are great rappers in their own right, bickering when if they came together, kind of like Queen Latifah and Missy them, or like
if they was
Gladys
working together, it would be
Stephanie.
way more beneficial.
Yes, sir. What do you always say? If everybody do a little bit, what?
Ain't nobody got to do a lot.
And I don't know, did you make it to the concert this weekend to see Gladys and Stephanie?
You know what? I didn't even know they was in town. I saw somebody post that they was here, and I was like, you know what? I got to get my head out of the street sometimes and stop and
Tory,
enjoy some of this.
And you will get a chance to see it somewhere close, because I think they're going to be like circling. They might be in Chicago, but those four women probably have 200 years, brother, in the music business. And it's sad that, like, when people who are a little bit younger than us, when they get to be our age, they won't have any legends to go see, because the social media thing where they bicker will ruin their credibility, like you guys were talking about. You never heard Stephanie talking about Shaka like that. No. If they had a beef, it was between them. And I would say to anybody who's an artist right now, only be about as famous as, say, Kim or Anthony Hamilton, because we don't hear this kind of nonsense about artists like that. And they've both been in the business for 30 years. We don't know nothing about them, right?
I agree. No.
So just get a little bit famous and you'll be fine. When you NBA young boy famous, you get a RICO case.
Oh, wow. Hey, dropping some gems. But look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we're going to have more conversations. We're going to hear from advocate, author Elizabeth Brown coming up. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, Journey team, it's me, Coach Erica. The clock is ticking. Are you being intentional each day? Is your mindset in the right place? Are you financially planning for your future? Do you have life insurance? What are you waiting on? Allow me to assist you on your journey to success. Visit EricaOdomJourney.com today or email me at ericaodom@odomhomes.com. Let's take this next step together.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns. It's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
Coming with straight truth.
Tory, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you when I first started hearing your voice. And what you're doing, in the words of T-Pain and Gorilla, I love it.
Thank you, brother. Bless.
Hey, I'm down with you, man. I missed your last gathering, but the next one I'm going to be there, and I'm going to make sure I introduce myself, because, hey, you're God in all circumstances.
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Never miss a moment of the truth with Sherwin Hughes on the new 1017 The Truth.
Violence is a tool. Violence is a tool of oppression. It's a tool of subjugation. It's a tool of manifest destiny. Let's not say all of a sudden, oh, hip-hop music is why people are right. No. Y'all know how America was discovered? Murder, slavery, human trafficking. The origins of violence predates hip-hop. Can we at least agree on that?
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Tap into the best power hour in radio in Milwaukee.
Drop my pants. I had to make sure I wasn't seen, you know. I don't want nobody to get surprised.
This is a sick Negro.
I'm just a real one. I peed again, came on back. I said, what y'all been doing? We've been out here for 3 hours. Y'all ain't peed yet? Just sitting here, we playing beer pong, and y'all sitting here peeing next to me? I'm still itchy today. Thinking something wrong. Am I the only one that's astonished by this?
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
The expression on your face, that's got to me. And the man wasn't lying.
What you mean the expression on my face? How can you see my face? You listening to me on the radio, man.
No, I'm watching you on YouTube, too.
Oh, all right, then. You're an old man, and you know about YouTube. How old are you, Adam? You about 85.
83.
I'll be dipped. How blessed are we to have you?
Watch all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows by subscribing to 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. The banking industry is working hard to try to earn the trust of black households. Research from the McKinsey Institute for Black Economic Mobility shows that avoiding banks is costing black families money and could be a key contributor to the racial wealth gap. That's why firms like Greenwood could make a big difference. It's a black-owned financial institution helping to bring more black families into banking, and it's reinvesting in the black community. Ryan Glover is co-founder and chairman of Greenwood and talked to me about some of the creative ways his firm gives back.
When our members create an account through Greenwood, it provides essentially 5 meals to a food insecure family through Gooder. Each time you make a purchase, Greenwood rounds up the spare change to support HBCUs through the UNCF.
Glover's Greenwood co-founders are rapper and activist Killer Mike and former Atlanta mayor and U.S. Ambassador Andrew Young. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The early bye week is already here for the Green Bay Packers as they sit at 2-1-1 going into Week 5. The next matchup is October 12th in Lambeau against Cincinnati. The Brewers are gearing up for the NLDS matchup against either the Padres or the Cubs. The Cubs won their Tuesday Game 1 and could end the wildcard matchup today. Brewers postseason would begin Saturday with time still to be determined. The Milwaukee Bucks began their training camp Tuesday but also had media day on Monday. Bobby Portis on what he thinks of the team and their upcoming season.
Every year is a new obstacle that you have to overcome. We'll be ready for it. It's going to hit every year at some point. It might hit early, it might hit in the middle, it might hit in the end. I have a great makeup of guys who work hard, great makeup of guys who I think Doc can actually coach.
Badger football returns from bye week and on to Ann Arbor to face Michigan. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, looking for a delicious meal without breaking the bank? Cousin Subs have you covered. Their $10 meal deal gives you a 7.5-inch ham provolone, turkey breast, veggie sub piled high with fresh hand-sliced ingredients, crispy veggies, and all your favorite toppings. Add a bag of chips or regular fries, a fountain drink, and a cookie for all just $10. This deal available online or through the Cousin Subs app only. And you can enjoy your meal at home, at work, or delivered straight to your door hot and fresh. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Available at participating locations. Joining me on the lines is advocate author Elizabeth Brown. How you doing, Queen?
Salute, King. Happy hump day.
Hey, happy hump day. Hey, look, we've had a mother call in at the top of the show and just basically, you know, reaching out to the community in a situation where she says that she may have birthed a psychopath. One of her children is out here, and she has done everything that she could to try to get him the help he needs. But now she's just warning the community because he told her, hey, look, this is what I'm about to do, so here we go. It's one of those things where we got a rare look, a rare glimpse inside the home of a mother that's dealing with some of these tough situations at home.
Yeah, my heart goes out to all mothers. And, you know, I also seen the post that she made and then the comments that were being put on the post. Again, I applaud her because this is the goal is to, when you know that, because as a mother, you can only do what you can do. And then the goal is to alert people around you because, again, like she stated, if her son haven't committed a crime, the police can't do nothing. We know that for a fact.
Right.
Even with the runaways. You understand what I'm saying? Like the processes and procedures that we have to go through when they done just ran away. And if there is no crime or, you know, nothing that's serious, the police not finna go up in there and do anything or whatever. However, I worked with troubled youth, those who were,
being tracked,
considered predatory. Absolutely. And America does track them. I was tracking kids as young as 6 years old, okay? And I'm talking about 24 hours. So I know the processes and procedures of what's taking place. And when she said that he can't be in the community, that's sexual deviancy. So he also have issues, like she stated about the father, that, he probably have had issues when it comes to touching other children. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's usually when you need supervision inside the community that you are in. And the violence that he is portraying, like she stated, and salute to her again, because you have to understand where a mother has to be, what place she has to be in, what mind frame she has to be in to alert the community, because the first thing we're going to do is judge.
Right.
Oh, what was it that you done as a mother? And here she is trying to not relive her trauma because he's a product of rape. He was violated. That's how he had life. That was her son, and she blocked it out. She suffered in silence to try to raise him, not knowing that DNA is real. Like those, again, what one of the callers called in and said, those demonic spirits is real.
Right.
And we know that to be fact when we think about all of the serial rapists who find out later on that they were a product of a rape and their mother decided to keep them and they turned out to be serial rapists. Like, it's real. DNA is real. And the sad reality is now that she's trying to alert the community, people want to beat up on her or say what it is that she didn't do, and it has nothing to. She did everything she could do. When there's nothing else you can do but alert the community, that's what she's supposed to do. Because when it's a rapist on the loose, when it's a serial killer on the loose, when people getting robbed, your goal is to make people alert. So they understand what they're looking at when they see it. So salute to her for that. And in reality, this is a cry for help. How many mothers have we ran into who says there is no help? Because outside of individuals talking, what else they gonna do? What else? What programs, again, like a lot of people is stating, like, if what else he's supposed to do at this point? Because he's confessing and he's telling the feelings, and when you have an individual who, one, don't care about their own life, and then it goes to play when we're thinking about children who don't have the capacity or the brain haven't been fully developed until 25. How do you go as a mother? How do you go beyond where she's went? I mean, I think she did an amazing job to alert the community. She did it on Facebook, Tory. I mean, and then in the same heartbeat, she has to stand in her own truth of a violation that she ain't even dealt with, due to the fact that that violation produced a baby that she carried, pushed out, loved, and tried to raise. You understand what I'm saying?
And then when the baby around 8 years old, she said that the baby, the 8-year-old child that she raised turned against her at 8 years old. Said he was going to kill her.
I mean, come on. Let's really talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, there's a such thing as demonic spirits. There's a such thing as DNA. His father is a violator. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
He's a product of that violence. Some people don't understand the dynamics, and this is why a lot of people don't speak out, because You want to crucify them for letting us know. She did what she was supposed to do by ringing the alarm to the community. I mean, outside of that, her hands tied.
Right.
This is a woman who needs counseling by herself. And she's suffering in silence all of these years to try to raise her son. But I can't imagine, you know what I'm saying, what her thought process was to have not dealt with, you know, her own violation, because she had to bury that to even raise a child by a man who violated you.
Right.
And that produced this baby.
And the thing
I can't even imagine.
When we talk about these things, because it was another mother that had the same similar situation, and we got people that say, okay, this is what we do. These are the areas we work in. But then when these families say that they go to these outlets, when they deal with these outlets and they give the minimum, or like a speech or a meeting as a way to deal with a lot of this, I think that many times when we talk about the resources, and she says she went through a lot of resources, a lot of programs, even committed him, got a diagnosis of what they said his behavior was, but yet a lot of those things that she have tried and went to have only just been conversation and just evaluation ideas, not really hands-on to try to like
solutions,
turn a lot of this around. It was almost, it was just a bunch of talk and a lot of evaluation. Okay, where is he at right now? What is he doing? Like trying to keep tabs like on him instead of really attacking the situation, being directly involved, hands-on with the situation. It just seemed like it was just a bunch of paperwork being shuffled around.
It is. It is a bunch of paperwork and a lot of people getting paid. Okay? Again, I worked with some people who was just getting paid. You know, during that time, the counseling sessions, they was buying the kids food and then letting them play the video game.
Oh,
okay?
Wow.
And that was considered rehabilitation. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's so much money because our communities are so broken. And then again, as a people, when things go to getting out of hand, we think we can police or prison our way out of it. You understand what I'm saying? And thinking that you can lock all of these, because everybody have some type of issues or whatever, but we can't jail our way out of the traumas that are taking place in our communities. I just can't believe that there is no empathy for this mother who is living a complete nightmare from the time she had to give birth by somebody who violated her. You understand what I'm saying? Right. And now her child is out here acting just like his biological father, whom one, as a mother, to know that you carried this seed and you chose to give life. You didn't know that it was going to transpire to this, but for her to have the heart to speak her truth in this moment and see some of the comments, you know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, that's why I say you make the post.
It angers me.
To bring in the awareness and stay out the comments. You know what I mean? Because when you open up to the public, it's mental health issues in the comments too. Like some people can't rationalize thought, but they can make a comment. So I always tell people, make the post, say what you're going to say, and leave it alone. You know what I mean? Because if you got to look at the comments, you opening up the whole world. You about to open this up to everybody and anybody that got a phone. So sometimes you got to ignore, because a lot of those people that's making those comments.
And a lot of people psychologically.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, they don't have the ability to understand exactly what's going on. But my heart goes out to that mother. Again, thank her for alerting us. She gave us pivotal information, the locations. There's a group of young people for everybody to be able to, pivot.
And the area.
When they see certain things. Absolutely. She gave
they
pivotal
need to get
information.
Some people over there from the Office of Wellness and Safety in that area.
that's definitely. I mean, Adam Purcell definitely got money. He paid, so yeah, he definitely.
Maybe I'm gonna send him. I got his number. I'm gonna send him a message to get over there on 27th and Capitol. Hey, look, when we come back, Elizabeth Brown, I want to make sure I get your final thoughts on the show today. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, it's your boy Tory Lowe, and I'm inviting you to Cousin Subs in Wauwatosa to try their brand new crispy chicken sandwich, available only for a limited time. Make sure you come out Thursday, October 9th, as I'll be broadcasting live the Tory Lowe Show from 1 to 4 from Cousin Subs on 124th West Burleigh Street, right next to Lowe's. Again, that's the Tory Lowe Show live from Cousin Subs in Wauwatosa on Thursday, October 9th. Come through, say what's up, and grab your sandwich while it lasts.
Tracy, going back to the process, and as it relates specifically to the partnership that Old National Bank has with Housing Resource, what does the process consist of when coming through this program?
You know, it's a referral process. We work with clients that first-time homeowners that may not have the counseling that they need. They may not have the equity, the down payment that they need. So we refer them to our partners like HRI or Housing Resources, Inc., because we recognize that those organizations, they have the resources, they have the tutorial documentation and all of those things that are necessary for first-time homeowners that don't know the process, may not know the system, may not know what's required for home ownership. So working with Housing Resources Inc. and other partnerships that we have like WIDA has been very, very advantageous, not only for us, but also the organizations, but also for the community.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Immerse yourself in a place where bold ideas are sought after, where all are encouraged to bring their personal flourish. Here, innovation is a way of life. In this city, the beat flows. Together, we're dancing to the rhythm. Forward. Now, it's your turn to grab hold of that energy, where you'll remember not just the meals, the celebrations, or the uncommon coast. What you'll remember is how we made you feel. Come experience Milwaukee, where fresh meets fearless every day.
Junior Achievement is proud to team up with the Admirals to help young people build the skills they need to win in school, in work, and in life. Thank you to the Milwaukee Admirals for supporting JA programming and for giving our students a power play toward a brighter future. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Seriously injured? Make one call. That's all.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tune in to the award-winning 1017 The Truth Black Business Give Back Spotlight this Friday at 3:57 p.m. between the Tory Lowe Show and The Truth in the afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. We'll be joined by Alicia, owner of Chef at Tasteful Events Catering. She will discuss her catering company and why you should consider working with them, but also her passion for mentoring young people who want to start a career in culinary arts. So again, that's Black Business Give Back Spotlight with Tasteful Events Catering this Friday at 3:57 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Elizabeth Brown, let me get your final thoughts on the show today.
I mean, again, King, as always, pivotal. Thank you for being who you are and allowing the space for the truth to be told, being the space that is, a place where people can tune in to teach and also learn. I mean, it's a pivotal time. I just want us to understand that, we can't get better until we recognize we sick. When the sickness is recognized, and we understand, like you stated, we have the knowledge of what's going on. It means nothing that you have knowledge if you're not willing to put that knowledge to work. And I think this is a pivotal time where we can put the knowledge that we have to work, and also understand that sometimes you can do everything right and still get it wrong. You understand what I'm saying? But the reality of doing everything right, it was right at the time that we was doing it, and what was right at that time is not right in this time. You understand what I'm saying? We have to learn to
upgrade the strategy.
Absolutely, and we have to adjust. We have to make the adjustments, King. But I thank you for being who you are. Salute to that mother. I'm gonna pray for her. I'm gonna pray for her son and the friends that he clicked up with, and for the city. It's time for us to come together and come up with our own ways of dealing with this. But yeah, King, I think you need to make that call to Pro Sale. Make him earn that $100,000 and some thousand.
Well, they say he got a town hall meeting coming up, so.
Hey, I might attend that.
Well,
all right, King.
All right, Queen. I appreciate you for being on the front lines as usual. We got a lot of work to do. As usual.
Let's get it.
All right, DJ Brother Z.
Hey, one love,
Queen. All right, Tory, love for 1-4. Green don't noise me. Go. Let's get it.
Hey, look, salute to everybody in the chat. Another powerful chat. Hey, I love it when y'all be in the chat. Y'all be making some great points. Salute, salute, salute. Continue to be concerned and ready to do the work at all times. Salute to everybody that joined me out there in Radio Land. Y'all be safe. Be careful out there in these streets. Keep your head on the swivel. Green don't always mean go. And look both ways before you cross the streets. I love you. Dr. Ken Harris up next.